Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Honk. Tennessee and Northern Kentucky scheduled to get started tonight at 6 o'clock. You'll be able to hear it right here on 104.5 The Zone immediately following 3HL. On the game going on right now in Knoxville, Indiana is up on Southern Miss 10-4. That game is in the bottom of the ninth inning. And remember, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Tennessee and Northern Kentucky. Vanderbilt got smoked earlier today, and they are now in the losers bracket of the Clemson Regional as they lost today 13-3, and they're going to be taking on the loser of Clemson and High Point. That's going to be coming up here in just a few hours. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three Town 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Happy Friday to you. You did it. Got through the end of the week. And here we are on the precipice of another great weekend.
With baseball.
College baseball.
I like it.
So,
Happy Friday.
How are you, Dawn Davenport?
Oh, it's been a crazy day. Let's go.
You came in a Zone golf shirt as if we're on a remote somewhere. And I'm like, Zone golf shirt, huh? And you're like, yeah, it's been a day.
Basically, I was like, just grab me a shirt out of the closet and throw it my way. Yes, no, it was a busy day because had to get our carpets cleaned in the bedroom from dogs, because there's four of them.
I remember when you got new flooring in your bedroom and you took up the carpet.
Oh my gosh. It was a disaster because that carpet was left over from like puppies, 3 of them, I think, or 4. No, 3 of them. And so that needed to be replaced. Well, then Big Boy has his surgery and, for like a week, he didn't have full control of what he was doing. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need this carpet cleaned. So, when you get your carpet cleaned, you can't get into your areas there. So I was like, just go in there and grab that Zone shirt. It's on the right. I'll throw that on.
That I've only seen you wear twice.
I know, right? Yeah. So there's that. And then, but thanks to Two Rivers Ford for their mobile service because they come out and do your oil change at your house or wherever you are. So that made my life easier, but it was just crazy. We got a deck going up. We got Brentwood Codes people in and out, and they love the Davenport house.
Yeah, stop talking about them.
No, I love them. They've been great.
Okay, good.
They are wonderful.
You mentioned college baseball. By the way, Slay will be in here in just a little bit. College baseball.
Yes.
Vanderbilt playing in the Clemson Regional.
It was not pretty.
Fell behind quickly 5-0 to Coastal Carolina, who was like a middle-of-the-pack Sunbelt team. And then fell behind 8-0. It got to 11-1, I think. Anyway, they lost 13-3. So double elimination. Vanderbilt's still alive, but certainly not the day one performance that they wanted.
No.
SEC kind of struggling a little bit. LSU takes down Wofford 4-3.
Game-winning home run.
Game-winning homer. Kentucky survives against Western Michigan, the Broncos, 10-8. Some games going. By the way, Tennessee plays at 6 o'clock.
Are we carrying it? I'm assuming
we are right after 3HL. We'll join it hopefully right at first pitch.
Perfect.
Florida leads Nebraska 3-1 in the third inning. I'm just going SEC. Arkansas 8-0 over SEMO. South Carolina trails James Madison 7-4 in the top of the 6th. James Madison up to the plate.
This is not helping, by the way, all the people that claim that the SEC had too many teams in and they were,
there'll
who
be a
was
lot
the
of
coach
noise.
that was like, I got fired for having that record, and now they, get into the tournament. So this certainly not going to help the SEC's argument.
So 11 teams. How many get into super regionals for the SEC to still, be fist pumping? Like 8?
I mean,
Yay, we're a member of the SEC. We get in.
yeah.
Army and Georgia in the 8th inning, 7-7.
That's
about
some
the Cadets?
scoring.
And Texas A&M leads Grambling 8-0 in the 7th inning. So we'll keep you updated a little bit on that.
That Georgia game's at Georgia too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they're a host school.
South Carolina too, right?
South Carolina.
No, they're in Raleigh. They're in Raleigh.
Is not, but Arkansas is, and Texas A&M is, as well as Tennessee.
Mavericks blew out the T-Wolves 124-103 to win the West. Kyrie and Luka each had 36. Those two combined for 72. Hard to beat Dallas. Boston will host Dallas in Game 1 of the NBA Finals next Thursday. Boston won both matchups this season. Celtics a 6.5-point favorite in Game 1. In the NHL, the Panthers won Game 6 against the Rangers 3-2 in New York last night. Florida is up 3-2 in the series tonight. Edmonton and Dallas series tied at 2. I'm enjoying the NHL. True story.
Okay. I'm not going to lie, I kind of put it on as like background. You know, I don't sit there and watch every second of it, but it's on. That or basketball, depending on what Baby Babs wants.
Baby Babs likes basketball.
She does like basketball. Slay's very proud.
So will you put on like some of this college baseball?
Yes.
Like tonight? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll definitely watch Tennessee. Austin Stanley will hop in studio at 4:20. COO and co-founder of A to Z Sports. He'll be in studio at 4:20 until 5:15. We'll get his take on what's going on with the OTAs. One thing we haven't talked about, and I thought he looked really good in the OTA session we went to this week, was backup quarterback Mason Rudolph. Mm-hmm. In control. Looked like he completely understood the offense. And again, Brian Callahan telling reporters a couple days ago that they were almost done with the installation on the offensive side.
But also talking to Mary Annie, that's like the baseline, simple installation too.
Right. That there will be other things added.
That's like 500 pages in a playbook.
Especially when you get an offensive coach like
Right.
that. Like wants to be the smart guy.
And you also have the weapons that you do,
Yeah.
especially in that receiving room. Like,
Yeah.
I would think it's going to be pretty intricate, right?
Yep. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Maybe you want to talk some Titans football. We were at OTA sessions, Don and I were the other day, and a couple of guys really stood out to me. Like when you watch a bunch of professional football players, you're like, okay, these guys are professional football players. But J.C. Latham stood out. Like just looking at him and looking at where he already is and thinking about like the potential that he has and where the ceiling might be for him. Very, very high. And then Calvin Ridley looked different too, which I guess makes sense, right? But like
I would expect, yeah.
the footwork.
It's hard to tell too when, you're looking at individuals and 7-on-7
on the 7-on-7
from a receiver standpoint.
To me, just watching all of the receivers, that dude looked different,
right?
To me. But again, it's one day and one session. But those two things stood out to me. So yeah, where do you go from here if the installation's already done? Like when he said that, I thought, did they get that done quickly or not quick enough? Like I didn't know. Like I didn't know how to handle that statement.
I don't have a clue because
right?
Because I don't know what this offense is going to look like either. You can look at the Bengals, but like how different is it going to be with a different quarterback, right? You can do a lot when you have Joe Burrow as your quarterback. You can do a lot of different things. And then, B, with Zach Taylor having his fingerprints all over that offense, right? How different is Brian Callahan's kind of mind from that standpoint, even though he was the OC, right? So I have no idea.
Yes. And then the other thing, when he started talking about the running backs, it kind of lit up a little bit. And he said, I can't wait to work with these guys more. But he said it's hard to find a running back that can like line up wide and run a route tree.
Right.
Right. And he said, we have two of them. So, and he didn't take a shot at Derrick Henry, but he did explain that Derrick Henry wasn't that. You know what I mean?
No, he was just really honest about the...
Always is.
I thought about the expertise at route running that he has seen from Pollard and Spears, and especially Spears.
So Pollard and Spears both over 50 targets last year. And Spears will go way over that, I think, with this offense because that wasn't really a thing in that. They were, messing around with the rookie. But looking at Joe Mixon, he had 64 targets last year in Cincinnati, 75 the year before that. And those 75 targets came in 14 games, too. So he missed 3 games. Bless you.
Thank you.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Vandyman AD2, Smart Man Mayor. Come on, Babs Hockey rocks. I will say this. Vandyman AD says, Mayor, your shirt rocks also. It says,
in quotations.
That's what. And then underneath, underneath dash she. So it's like, Blaine was like, that's a cute way to say that's what she said. I'm like, yeah, I guess. So Blaine liked the shirt too. No, with regard to hockey, it took me so long to be able to willingly turn on a hockey game that did not include the Predators. And so I feel like I'm growing as a person.
So proud.
I'm proud of myself.
Last night after my son's baseball game, he looked at me and he goes, Dad, I think the next sport I want to learn how to play is hockey.
Oh.
And tear to the eye, man. Tear to the eye, because that's the one I want him to learn.
Really?
You do?
Even more than baseball.
Why?
Because I know baseball. And so I'm going to be that parent that I'm always going to be critiquing everything. Whereas hockey, I can enjoy it.
You'll learn it.
Yeah.
You'll learn how to deal with that because you'll he'll need that from you with regard to baseball. That'll be a separator for him. He'll learn things quicker and he'll learn things the right way. Yeah. Now, you'll get frustrated because you'll end up with some dad as a coach who's doing the best he can and he loves all the kids and all these things, but he teaches them the wrong way.
Yeah. And that's
and that'll frustrate you.
We have a coach this time that seriously is just hey, I just want you guys to get better. I just want you to get better. That's all I care about. And so last night, my son had his first hit that went to the outfield in the air. And everybody celebrated it. So that's the kind of coach I want, because we have had the ones that are well, y'all suck today, and we're going, they're 4. They're 4. 2 of them pooped in their pants in the outfield, and you're upset because they didn't get a double. Come on.
2 of them.
Hey, you got to stretch that thing out. No, but then you'll reach a point where you just it's way the most important thing as they get older, 9, 10, 11, 12, is to find a coach that you trust and and all that stuff. And then you can, because the ideal goal is to turn your kid over to the experience.
Yeah, because
right?
I don't want to coach. I just don't.
You will, though.
I know I will. And so that's why with hockey, don't have to worry about it. And I can teach him and I can learn how to skate together.
Him and I can learn how to teach together. That's the 3rd time today I've been corrected on that. You're the 2nd person that's done that to me.
You can just say we.
I don't know why, but I can't. I never remember
He makes
to
it
say
sound
it
like
right.
one word, though. So
Yes.
I was impressed.
Him and I.
Yeah,
him and I.
It's like NMLS. Dawn
That one
struggles
gets
with
me
that
once in a while.
So after the mortgage thing, you had it forever. After any kind of mortgage thing, we have to say NMLS, those 4 letters. And I told her, just make it into a word, like Hunk just did. NMLS.
MLS. But
So the
sometimes
other
it's
day-
ML.
So the other day you asked me, what's that word again? And I'm like, it's the letters sped up. What are you talking about? What's the word? I couldn't understand it. Slay understood you.
But sometimes I have to hear it.
NMLS.
Yeah. Just NMLS.
And so Dawn's like, how do you spell that?
Just say animal S.
Slay was with me on all
He
of
was.
it. He gets it.
Yeah, he speaks Davenport.
Yeah.
Slay will be in here in just a little bit. All right, when we come back, the Carton Show addressed the Titans wide receiver room, and Plaxico Burress was a part of this discussion. Let's just say they're fans. 615-737-1045. If you want in, we'll play that audio for you next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
All right, we know that everyone's house is different, but we do all have the spots where our Wi-Fi isn't great. And maybe that's the attic or the basement or a game room or the corner of your bedroom where you have to work from. Who knows? If you had wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity, though, you wouldn't have to worry about dead spots. We found that out. Finally, with wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity, you get fast speeds throughout your home, reliable connection in every room, power for all your devices, even when everyone is online. Wall-to-wall Wi-Fi only with Xfinity. New customers, give them a call and learn how you can save $1,000 over T-Mobile in your first year with Connect Internet and Xfinity Mobile. Go ahead and make that switch today. Some restrictions do apply. Xfinity Internet required. Compares promotional pricing for Xfinity Connect Internet and 2 Unlimited Plus mobile lines versus T-Mobile Home Internet and 2 Magenta plan lines. Equipment not included after promo. Regular rates do apply. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
Got to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep. New or pre-owned, these are your guys. Daniel Gupton and his crew ready to help you out. Get it done this weekend. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while. Maybe you just now thought about it when I mentioned it, but now is the time. They've got all kinds of deals going on. You can find them at the website. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there, including the deals they have going on, the inventory, all of it, GuptonMotors.com. But go see them. Let them know what you're looking for. And they'll be able to point you in the right direction. No pressure at all on you from them because they want what you want, you and the vehicle that's right for you. So go take your test drive, go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. 24 West toward Clarksville, exit 35. It's about 9 miles outside the city and a beautiful drive into the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay will be in just a bit. Joe Hunt producing the show.
Sup?
You excited? You excited about all these leaks with the NCAA football game, EA Sports coming out in July?
I cannot get enough of it. The one that dropped today, Kirk Herbstreit voicing it, that got me going because that was the first real gameplay that we have seen from what
one of the little videos that they released was they were trying to show how an on the road quarterback will have to deal with like the passing tree, and then the lines go blurry and all these things. But they use Nico. And so, like, a lot of Tennessee fans are like, why are you dissing Nico? Like,
because it was at Georgia. It was Tennessee at Georgia, and it was using the Sanford Stadium, their stadium effect on the quarterback.
But they were like, the voiceover was like, he can't deal with the pressure of being on the road, and he throws an incomplete pass near no one. And I'm like, oh, my God.
So incredibly short. It was a horrible pass. So bad, but the game looks absolutely amazing, and there's so many little intricate parts of it that just is already smoking anything Madden's done over the last 5 years.
I haven't played a lot of video games in a long time, really. But I mean, when that game was out, like, when we were in college, I mean, everybody was playing Madden and all those things. But that college football game, I mean, 1 billion hours played probably,
because you can do almost anything you want. You can play as Army or whatever team you want, and you can turn them into a powerhouse. You play Madden, you've got 32 options. That's it.
Yeah.
Whereas with the college football game, you have over 150 or so options, and you can even build your own team in this.
So there are a lot of differences. You were pointing out to us in a textgram that you liked the realism of like the uniforms getting messed up and things like that.
Because they've added so many details to the uniforms, as far as like if you're playing on a synthetic surface or you're playing on a grass surface, the differences with that, but also the wear and tear. Like that's what they're calling it as. In Madden, for instance, we're just talking about that. You can't run Derrick Henry 65 times if you wanted to. His body will break down on the game because he's getting hit so much. And depending on if it's a cornerback or a linebacker or a defensive lineman hitting him, the wear and tear will work faster on him. So, for instance, on a quarterback, if he gets, has twice daily as his left tackle, and he just lets a defensive end go around him and gets popped in the blind side and lands on his shoulder, that hurts his throwing arm where he can't throw the ball as well anymore. So it's very specific
takes it into account.
to it. Exactly. So in the fourth quarter, your players are going to be tired based on how much you've gotten them hit. So you have to protect your quarterback more. You can't just run Nico 16 times and let him get popped as he's going out of bounds.
That's so interesting.
That'll break it down his body where he can't perform the other stuff he needs to.
This is going to be fun. So you're going to have like the Dynasty mode where you can recruit and all those things, I would guess. Online features with this one, which, I mean, we really didn't have in the 2014 game, right?
Yeah, and in fact, back here behind the scenes, we're talking about doing like a Dynasty for everybody here. So Jackson as well as Zeph, that's what they say is like, hey, let's just pick a random conference like the Sun Belt and let's do a Dynasty with that, or let's do a season with that, so we can all play each other online doing that.
That's just looking at us like we're crazy, but I'm all in on this.
Yeah, see, and that's the kind of stuff you can do in this
game.
I'm
going to nerd out.
And we all, like, I get excited for Madden. I get excited for MLB The Show. For NCAA football, when it comes out, I may take vacation days. Days, plural, because I'm that excited. I will do nothing.
I already pre-ordered it. I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I did the other day as well. Yeah, they have a deluxe pre-order, so you can pre-order the NCAA game and Madden at the same time.
How much did we pay for that? I don't even remember.
It's $150 for both of them together, but you get the deluxe edition. So you're going to spend the money either way, because the deluxe edition for both is $100 a piece. So you're saving $50.
There you go.
By going ahead and buying it together.
That's right, Babs. We're saving.
You're saving $50 by spending $100.
I guarantee you, like, price per game after like 1 year will be less than $1.
Yeah, it'd be less. It'd be less.
Way less than your hat or your boots.
Yeah. Oh no!
I will say it. I thought it was very cool how realistic it looks, and that's all the input I can give.
Put that on a 4K television.
Yeah, you put that on 4K because this is just next gen. That's the reason why this is going to be good. So it's just on your PlayStation 5s, your new Xbox systems. That's it.
So now, if you don't have one of those, you have to buy one.
You have to go buy them now because you can't play them on the older systems.
So many people dove off of video games when that game went away.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I kept playing it for like a decade, but that's okay. It's neither here
We should
nor
have
there.
a tournament.
I mean,
up here.
I still have my Nintendo that I used to play before I had kids.
Nintendo. What were
It's
you playing?
awesome.
Like Super Mario?
Yep.
Yeah.
Darn, is it
Super
bad
Mario
that I have
Brothers.
that on my phone right now?
You do?
Super Mario from Nintendo. I have on
Like
my
the
phone.
original one?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Does it still have all the
awesome.
cheat things in there? Where
Oh,
you
yeah.
can like advance boards and stuff?
Where you can jump over you can jump on the top and just run across to the pipes that'll let you drop down. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Jump over the castle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, I can pull it up. I'm pulling it up right now, as a matter of fact.
Well, I need you to pull something up as we need to talk about the Titans. By the way, Vandy Man AD said, come on, Babsy, do it. You may win the whole thing.
Could you imagine? I would be so frustrating towards all of y'all knowing how to play.
People are asking, should I get PS5 or Xbox?
Oh, PS5 for sure. Xbox is basically a computer. So
I'm
I always
PS5
go
too.
I always go PS5.
But Xbox guy is Xbox guy.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
yeah, no,
It's like Slay with his non-iPhone phone.
yes. And I had an Xbox 360, and when I kept getting the red ring of death, I swapped over to PlayStation and never went back. Because the red ring of death means the Xbox 360 would overheat and just die on you, and you have to wait for it to cool down. It was extremely
gosh.
annoying.
Yeah, you have to like blow in it. And man, I almost dropped the S-bomb there. 615-737-1045, Friday edition of 3HL. Wide receiver room. A lot of talk about the addition of Tyler Boyd and Calvin Ridley to D-Hop and what Traylon Burks has looked like according to his teammates. And, man, don't sleep on NWI either because technically
Nobody's talking about him.
nobody's talking about him, and that's a battle for that fourth receiver spot. You know what I mean? And so, like, as Todd Furman said, your number 2 last year is now your number 4, so you're better in that room, right? At the very least.
Regardless.
Well, the Carton Show today addressed this situation on FS1, and we'll start with Craig Carton, the host of the show. Do the Titans have the best wide receiver group in the NFL?
Yeah, it does for sure. Some of them like Hop towards the end of his career, but if you're Brian Callahan and you come over from Cincinnati where you're the offensive coordinator, and what'd you have there? You had 3 guys who could go out and make plays, in Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Boyd, obviously. So now from that mindset, an offensive coach's mindset, well, how did I have success in Cincinnati? Obviously, it all centered around a rock star quarterback, but I built great talent around him. So he's trying to replicate, obviously, exactly what he did in Cincinnati. The big question mark, of course, is going to be Will Levis at quarterback, but he's given Will Levis exactly what the Bengals gave Joe Burrow. Not just one guy, not 2 guys, 3 legitimate targets who can get down the field.
Hey.
I mean, everything he said was true, right?
Right.
And so, like, I think a lot of fans are probably sitting here, like, wanting to be really excited about the receiver group and want to say, yeah, they might be the best receiver group in the NFL. But are like the whole battered Titan syndrome thing, like, I
real?
think causes people to, like, push pause on that.
Yeah.
Even though it's true. So how much pressure does that put on Will Levis to be great and to utilize these weapons? Because if he doesn't play well and you're watching these dudes run around the field, you're immediately going to say, what more can we give you?
Well, especially if the offensive line is better.
Right. So what did Plaxico
Which
Burress
on
think?
paper, it absolutely is.
And Plaxico Burress was one of the best receivers in the NFL for a bit. What did he think about it?
I think they have one of the best wide receiver groups in all of football. Obviously, D-Hop, man, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. He's a Hall of Fame player. And when the head coach gets on there, Brian Callahan, and he says things like, this guy loves to play football, that's what you want to hear from a head coach, because you hear a lot of things about Calvin Ridley, and when he goes to a new place, he earns his respect by going out, working hard, and earning the players' trust.
Oh my gosh, people nationally are talking positively about the Tennessee Titans.
Isn't that
I don't know
crazy?
what to do.
Craig Carton with a little bit more about Ridley.
Remember, if not for that 1-year suspension and, of course, the injury that preceded the suspension, Calvin Ridley was thought of as one of the top 3 or 4 young wide receivers, in the game.
Yeah.
So they have acquired a guy who is an absolute star, Calvin Ridley, who had a good year, with Jacksonville in the 1 year he was there after being traded from Atlanta. But that is a rock star wide receiver, no doubt about that.
So last year for Jacksonville, 76 receptions for Calvin Ridley, 1,016 yards, and 8 touchdowns. The guy scores touchdowns. That is for sure. Now, when you go back to, let's see, that was in 2023 last year. He only played in 5 games because of the suspension for sports gambling in 2021. Back in 2020, played 15 of the 17 games, 90 receptions in 15 games, 1,374 yards, and 9 touchdowns. So in the last couple of full seasons, 2,390 yards, 17 touchdowns. That's what they've added to D-Hop on the other side.
It's pretty. I like those numbers. I know their numbers.
And what
I know
did,
it's different situations, but...
What did D-Hop? D-Hop was like 75 receptions last year, 7 touchdowns. And that's with no one else, like no real other threat, right?
And also no offensive line.
Right.
I can't say that enough. And also with an absolutely uncreative offense. A very predictable offense. A very predictable play caller.
Ram your head into the wall.
All of that.
Twice and then play action on third down. And usually annihilated quarterbacks.
Yeah. Greg in the chat says, what Titans fans want to know is which quarterback is shining in practice. So this is hard.
Because it's still teaching mode right now.
It's still teaching mode. Like, we don't know, because we're not there every single day, every single minute. So we don't know what they're working on certain 7-on-7 situations. And we had talked about that watching Will Levis the other day too. So it's hard to tell, to even say that. I mean, like, there was a point where Malik Willis made a phenomenal throw, right? But like, what can you take from that? I feel like at least at the quarterback position, it's a little harder to say.
I keep forgetting that he's out there.
Yeah, no.
Like Kyle Phillips.
I do keep forgetting that Kyle Phillips is out there.
Hunter
like Mason
Rice
Kinsey
downstairs
made a phenomenal catch. You know what I mean? But I'm like, it's Mason Kinsey. Right?
So
you know what you have.
Hunter Rice downstairs asked me when we got back from practice, he's like, what did Kyle Phillips look like? I'm like, oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even look for him. I didn't notice him.
Well, let me say this. He didn't stand out. So it's hard to tell when it comes to the quarterback part of it. But I thought Brian Callahan was super, like he's been transparent about Will Levis and about what they've really focused on with him as far as, and I wrote it down word for word, but I don't have it in front of me right now.
You were over there writing.
I know, because I never want to misquote a coach in his press conference. So I always write things down so they can go back and double check. You know what I mean? I never want to be that person that misquotes what coach is saying about a player in development. But he kind of got integral into what Will Levis was working on, what they were focusing on, footwork, fundamentals, from that standpoint, talked about how he has that quick release, and he's always had that quick release and the ability to get the ball out quickly. And this offense is really important, but they have also been focusing on kind of like arm, that part of it. And then basically was saying, I've never seen a quarterback be successful when their feet aren't right either. Right.
So he said
that's what they were working on.
They were working on his base. And then Terry McCormick, I think, asked him about his arm. He said it looked like his elbow was up higher. Mm-hmm. And he said, yeah, we don't do a lot on that, but generally speaking, you want the elbow over the shoulder because when you drop the elbow, you lose accuracy. And then the other thing that he was talking about.
But he was talking about how the base and having that right.
They are working on that for sure.
Of that issue too.
And then they were talking about, what about quarterbacks who all have their instructor? Right? Like they all have their instructor guy.
I thought this was interesting.
And he said, yeah, we do communicate with those guys because we don't have Levis, for example, all the time, all year.
We can't work with him.
Right. So we do understand, hopefully they can work in concert with what we're teaching. So we try to be communicative with their people about that, which, you think about it.
And he was like, I like that.
Yeah.
I want my guys to go work with somebody else in the offseason. They're not working with us because they can't.
Right. And in the moment when he was talking about that, I was like, of course, that they do that, but I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. So it was interesting to kind of think about how the communication has to be good between the head coach and the instructor and the quarterback and how everyone really needs to be in concert He said, because they have their ideas, but we have ours and we have our system. And
you don't want to, you at least don't want the foundational, the fundamentals of what they're teaching to be completely different from what you're doing or what you want to do to develop a second-year quarterback.
615-737-1045. How good do you think this wide receiver core can be? Are you scared to think that they will be great? If you want to talk about it, 615-737-1045.
I'm going to tell you about the outdoor lighting perspectives of Nashville difference. What makes them the company you need to call if you want to enhance your backyard or front yard or your home with landscape and outdoor lighting? Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville has been around over 25 years of experience, a local company right here in town. They have completed more than 150,000 residential holiday hospitality installations nationwide. Pretty amazing, huh? They do customized lighting design for any property, any landscape, no matter how small or how big. And they are actually at the forefront of the newest LED lighting and the best out there. Services included in your first year of installation. They have annual quality checks. They'll come and make sure everything is going well. And, they'll even maintain a competitor's system for you if you're not happy with that. Give them a call. Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville, 615-373-0638. Or you can always visit them online, Outdoor Lighting /Nashville.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. SEC baseball in the NCAA tournament. Vanderbilt loses to Coastal Carolina 13-3. LSU with a 4-3 win over Wofford. Georgia 8-7 over Army. Texas A&M 8-0 over Grambling. Kentucky 10-8 over Western Michigan. So the SEC so far today 4-1. Florida leading Nebraska 3-1 in the fifth. Arkansas over SEMO 8-4 in the fifth. James Madison leading South Carolina 7-5 in the eighth. Coming up later, Central Florida and Bama at 5 o'clock. Northern Kentucky and Tennessee, 6 o'clock on the SEC Network. You can also catch it right here on 104.5 The Zone. St. John's and Mississippi State, 6 o'clock on ESPN Plus as well. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay has entered the building.
Time for the show.
Got a new snack for you to try, Slay. I was telling you about. Dot's Homestyle Pretzels. Original
what kind of flavor
seasoning.
is that, though?
Things are amazing.
Amazing. Davenport tried it for the first time.
Yummy.
Slay, if there's a day I don't have enough food, I'll stop at a Shell Mart, like right outside.
Shell Mart.
And get that? What is a Shell Mart?
It's a New Hope thing, man. You wouldn't understand. And I would stop there and I'll buy one of those. I'll either get the OG flavor or the cinnamon. Cinnamon's amazing too.
See, okay. But what is in OG flavor? Like what you got?
It tastes
The salt?
like seasoned fries, but with pretzels.
Do you remember Gardettos?
No, never heard of them.
Well, I can't help you then.
How can a man that's played across the
tried.
world be so sheltered?
I don't
No,
know.
man, 'cause
You know Gardettos,
You
right?
know I don't eat. Y'all know how picky I am.
I know.
Yeah, but they're good. You'll like them. I think.
good.
Yeah.
These are good.
Ha! Just opened the door to something new.
That's pretty good.
Munch on those all the way home, man.
He ate one.
I can imagine.
He gave them back.
No, because I got a salad over here.
Oh, okay.
I ain't ate all day long.
You got your orange Tennessee Vols baseball jersey?
You know why?
Because the Vols play today?
You better believe it. And I wanted to bet on it, and you can't make no real money on this bet. I think it was like minus 2,000.
Are you kidding?
If I ain't mistaken.
Northern Kentucky is like one of the best offensive teams in the country, right, Hunk?
Well, they don't.
They are pretty solid. Their pitching staff is horrific, so I'd definitely go with the over-under.
Let me see. Let
Dude,
me
you
double check.
can't win in the postseason without a pitching
No,
staff.
I mean,
Especially in that park.
No, I think their best pitcher may have like a 4 ERA. Like they're not good pitching wise.
So you're saying that Tennessee might hit some decks
You know what?
today?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of runs.
That might have been Texas A&M that I was looking at because I was from parlay it. I ain't never betting single bets.
Of course.
Oh, Texas A&M and Grambling. Yeah, they won 8-0.
That might have been. That was all. Mm-hmm. Minus 2,000. There, like it should have been something crazier.
I mean, 8 is.
Grambling didn't
8-0 is
score.
kind of a lot.
They probably,
No, I was right. Minus 2,200.
Wow.
Ooh, but you can go. Oh, I'm betting.
for Tennessee,
Yeah, minus 4.5.
4.5 runs in a baseball game?
Minus 2,200 money line.
You never see that. Like, if you bet Major League Baseball, you might get a run and a half.
This is Alabama is minus 150 or UCF. So I'm trying to put my parlay together. Bama.
Tennessee and Mississippi State over St. John's. Those are the night games.
Yep. Bama and Duke. That is, Bama's my favorite. Plus 116 with Bama. Duke's pretty good, though. Devin Obey, young fella from Innsworth, man. Coached him. Good job, Devin. Got ACC MVP. Grand Slam to seal that deal for them.
615-737-1045 is the number. Talking about the wide receiver room with the Titans, are you scared to talk about how good you think they'll be? Like the battered Titan syndrome?
It's uncharted territory. We can't be
BTS.
scared. How can we be scared?
This is the best wide receiver room going into a season on paper that they've ever had.
Yeah.
Without
Fair.
question.
Fair.
And there's some other ones as talented on paper, but the difference with this room, they're talented and proven.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
well,
Now they are older.
yeah,
They're old.
That's true too.
They've
okay.
never had three legit dudes that they could stroll out there. And plus, here's the other thing. Somebody brought it up on the chat. Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe brought it up on the chat. All three of them. Is that law firm or CPA? I don't know.
All the chipmunks.
Brought up the fact that Burks or NWI will be a big mismatch for cornerback number 4. If you go 4 wide,
Yeah.
and you're going to drop down with a dime package, because Burks was number 2 last year,
Exactly.
and now he's the 4th option on the field. So I thought that was an interesting
Or
point
a
too.
WI, like either one.
Like, how many do they keep on the roster?
I mean, usually it's 6 for Brian Callahan.
6?
I think that's what we talked about it with Jim Wyatt earlier. I think it was last month, actually. Just talking about what this roster would look like when it comes to wide receivers, and I think that's probably what it'll be. 6.
Especially with this style, you
Right.
know.
Yep.
So we
Like during Roster Meister, where we all put together our roster and who we think is going to make it, and all that.
Rostermeister.
I would put 6, no doubt.
6 of them.
So the Titans wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, Traylon Burks, Nick Westbrook, Akine. And that's where you go. Kyle Phillips. Somebody, Hunter Rice asked me how he did the other day, and I was like, I didn't even think to look for him, honestly. Did you just give Manuel a buzzer?
Yes,
I was
indeed.
waiting for, thank you, Hunk.
But why?
Because I think, well, go ahead.
I mean, I think he'll.
My bad.
So the battle is Jaquan Jackson and Kyle Phillips. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. That's for 6.
And that's where I
because
sit on it.
Mason Kinsey is still there. Colton Dow coming off the injury.
What about Kearis Jackson, though? He wasn't bad when he was out
Jackson
there.
was good, too.
You know what I'm saying?
But they've gotten so much better, though, in the room.
Yeah, but we're
So
talking
does
about
that
the
push
tail
him down?
end, though.
Yeah, you're
I
talking
think
about
you could
the
battle
team.
for that 6.
So we know the 4, right? And we know
5.
We know the 5.
Yeah.
So which one of these guys is the 6th guy? Kyle Phillips,
D-Hop, NWI, Ridley, Burks.
NWI, Tyler Boyd.
Tyler
Boyd.
Boyd, yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the 5. So which guy is the 6 if they keep 6, which I think they'll keep 6? Kyle Phillips, Jaquan Jackson, the draft pick, who I think they want to be the returner, but Mark Mariani brought up an interesting point yesterday, which we'll hit on. Colton Dow, who's coming off an injury, he'll be put on IR or whatever. Mason Kinsey. So Kyle Phillips, Mason Kinsey, Jaquan Jackson. And I didn't get to Kearis Jackson.
Yeah, I'm going to put Mason Kinsey on practice squad.
Okay.
Because he's a great one to have around.
What about Kyle Phillips?
I'm going to let him fight.
What about Jaquan Jackson, who you drafted?
Letting him fight.
Who might
Be the return
provide
guy.
a return man for you. Yeah.
And so with those two, Jaquan Jackson and Kearis Jackson, both of those two are. Kearis Jackson was doing well in the kick returns as well.
The Jacksons.
Put the Jacksons back there. Woo! Then you got something. So one of them really got to show improve. I know we had Moonshine talking about, Traylon Burks could be at that spot at kick return. If he does that.
That's what Mark Mariani said yesterday, which I hadn't thought about, which is an interesting thing.
It is. That would steal a spot, and you don't want that.
I just don't know. I also don't know.
I would love to see somebody else right now.
I also don't know if that's feasible with Burks in what he's dealt with injury-wise and concussions and all that. I don't know.
Right.
Or if he would even be interested in that.
Oh, well, one thing about it, you ain't got no choice.
Well, I guess probably at this point he doesn't.
If he was third and battling for 3.
Isn't this crazy that we're talking about the Titans and we're debating which one of 3 dudes is the 6th guy?
That's good.
615-737-1045. More Titans talk. What are your issues as we head through another OTA set of days next week? 615-737-1045.
Okay, Greg Cosell laughing so hard at Rand Carthon is so classic. Poor Buck. Hey, listen, this summer, I know sometimes there's nothing calm about it, right? Maybe you need to make your home the place for calm. You can do it with my friends at Artisan Custom Closets. That's ARTISAN, by the way. Custom storage solutions that are made to suit you, your style, and your budget is what they do. And you can get that clutter organized and out of the way this summer. I'm telling you, they do a great job with walk-in closets, pantries, laundry rooms, home offices, which they can do Murphy beds even in those, or playrooms, whatever you need, they can do. But I want to point out the garage portion of it because a couple of years ago, that's what we had Artisan Custom Closets come out and do. Came out, you get your own design consultant. They go through everything, all the things you have, measure everything, make sure you want everything to stay where you want it. If you want it covered up, if you want open storage, they do all of it. They give you your 3D plans and then boom, you can pick what you want, add to it, take away, whatever. And they'll install it in less than a day. Love our garage system. They did a phenomenal job. They can do the same for you. 615-800-2199. It's Artisan, ARTISAN, customclosets.com.
Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunt. Coming up in 2 hours, Tennessee will be on the field to take on Northern Kentucky and their first game of regional play in Knoxville. You'll be able to hear it right here on 104.5 The Zone. As far as the 10 other SEC teams that are playing in regional games, 4 of those games have already wrapped up as Kentucky beat Western Michigan 10-8. Texas A&M took care of Grambling 8-0. Georgia scored a run in the bottom of the 8th inning to win 8-7, and Coastal Carolina smoked Vandy 13-3. Vandy's going to wait to see who loses between Clemson and High Point to see who they will play tomorrow morning. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5, the Zone Friday edition. Hope you're having a great day. Weekend is upon us, and hope it's going to be a great one. Babsy, stop with the weather. I don't want to know.
Yes, sir. Twitch, please. It's better than it was 2 days ago. The forecast is better than it was 2 days ago.
Well, it sure is not tomorrow. Sunday, you might be all right. Tomorrow, 70 degrees, 94% chance of rain.
Oh.
Early or late, though. Yeah.
Thunderstorms in the evening, variable clouds overnight. Chances. So maybe it's just an evening thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think early it might be okay.
Could be scattered, too. Yes. Scattered, covering chunk.
That's right.
All right, Waffle House.
Just like your hash browns.
What kind of storm is that, Slay?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Scattered, covered, and chunked.
That's when you go stand out there and like.
I don't want any part of a scattered, covered, and chunked storm.
It's the chunk part that scares me.
I don't know
really
what the
good
chunk
one
means.
at about 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's good. Good chunk one.
It's 3 a.m. You must be lonely. Sunday, 83 and 24% chance of rain.
That.
A few clouds.
We poop on that one.
Winds light and variable.
We poop on that Sunday one. That's
Like
bad.
the 4-year-olds in the outfield of Hunk's son's baseball team.
Yeah, you missed that, Slay.
No, I heard that.
Two of them went home a little bit dirtier than when they got there, and it wasn't for sliding.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Shakedowns come.
So I just reported to Slay, because his back is to the television, that South Carolina was about to go down to James Madison. 2 out in the bottom of the ninth. They were down 7-5. They get a hit batter or a walk, I can't remember, and then a 2-run homer to tie it in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs.
Wow. Hey, man.
And there are a bunch of South Carolina fans there, I guess, because
Right down the street.
they're
not
right
that
down the
far.
street.
Yeah.
College baseball. Are you in this weekend?
In.
Like all in?
All the way in. I ain't got a thing to do. Ain't no basketball. Yeah. I may go up for the game.
You
tomorrow.
may go up.
I may go up. For the game tomorrow. Get away from this rain that y'all got coming.
Like y'all.
Yeah, y'all down here.
It's Baptist's fault.
Yeah.
She's the first one to talk about it.
Get away from it. Get up on Rocky Top. Well, ain't no rain on Rocky Top. Ain't no telephone bills either. But yeah, man, I'm all in on it. I'm all in it. I think this is an exciting part. I repeat this, it seems like every year. I've never been in on baseball like this until your team gets good and you start watching other people play.
I got into it when Vanderbilt got good.
Yeah.
I love Coach Corbs.
Mm-hmm. I can dig that.
And I had a guy that was it was Krieger, exactly, Blake Krieger, that was interested in doing some like charity baseball tournament type thing. And so I reached out to Coach Corbs. He was like, I think Wednesdays are his days. Like every Wednesday, he goes to Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, and then like he doesn't tell anybody, right? Like he just does it. And then he was like, when I get back from that, it was like 8:30 or something. He's like, come by, and we sat down with him. He gave us like 45 minutes to talk about this idea, and he is the best dude. I'm telling you, it's incredible. And to watch that team play baseball and the way that they play baseball and the sustained success that they have had has been fun to watch. Now, I know from a Tennessee perspective, it's flipped since Tony Vitello took over up there.
Yeah, he building something.
And so now it's more than a rivalry again, which is good for sports. I mean, that's what we cheer for the story here ultimately. And that's a good story when Tennessee and Vanderbilt are both good at anything. So, yeah, Vanderbilt, tough day today. Lost 13-3 to Coastal Carolina. Did that affect you in any way, shape, or form?
It would have affected me, but I didn't get to get my bet in time. So good for me.
Good for you, because you would have gone Vandy.
Yep, without question. I'm gonna be an SEC homer throughout this thing, y'all. So be ready.
Oh,
until
no
they
shock
play.
to anyone.
Except this Duke and Alabama game. I'm betting on Duke.
You mean Central Florida and Alabama?
No, Duke and Alabama. Oh, that's softball.
Jeez.
What the hell?
I also think that have they already played or who? No, Alabama lost to UCLA. Or
Duke lost to Oklahoma.
And Duke lost. So
every time I looked up yesterday, Oklahoma was scoring.
Oh, man, Alabama played UCF.
Each time they were hitting bombs.
I think you actually said it earlier in the show, too.
I probably did.
Because you said they were minus 120 against Central Florida.
Am I up betting softball?
So he's like, I cannot find this game on TV.
I cannot wait to text this to Todd Berman.
Hunk, can you just send him the clip of this segment?
This is the guy that we're trusting for all of our betting information, right?
Actually, yeah, send him the clip. That would be really funny on text message.
Man.
All right, so we were talking a lot about the wide receiver room, and the Carton Show addressed the wide receiver room of the Titans and called them the best in the NFL.
The who show?
Carton Show on FS1. Plaxico Burress is a part of this show, and this is what Plaxico Burress said about the Titans wide receiver room.
I think they have one of the best wide receiver groups in all of football. Obviously, D-Hop, man, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. He's a Hall of Fame player. And when the head coach gets on there, Brian Callahan, and he says things like, this guy loves to play football, that's what you want to hear from a head coach, because you hear a lot of things about Calvin Ridley, and when he goes to a new place, he earns his respect by going out, working hard, and earning the players' trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And one thing about Plax, man, he is a guy that does not mince words. Mm-hmm. Well, ever since he went through his ordeal, worked his way back into the league, and retired, like, he gives good interviews, man. Some really good interviews, like some thoughtful things too. So salute him. I heard Babs say, man, national people talking.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, Titans fans aren't going to know what to do.
No, we're not.
No, you know what Titans fan is saying? Oh gosh, stop.
Yep.
Stop talking about us. Don't talk about these wide receivers. We don't want to hear it. Mm-hmm. Don't do it.
So his incident was he was at a club in New York.
Yeah.
And he had some loose-fitting pants. And he had a gun, which you can't carry a gun anywhere in New York.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
Well, especially not anymore, right?
Right.
This was a while ago, so.
I mean, he got arrested and put in the joint for this.
Yep.
Well,
so the gun fell down his pant leg and fired and hit himself in the leg.
Yeah.
It's a tough break.
It's very.
On a lot of levels.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he's bounced back. Now he's talking about how good the Titans wide receivers are.
I love it. I'm here for that.
Man, he was a great wide receiver, too.
No question. Long rangy. Go get it.
615-737-1045.
How long ago was that?
Who?
Plaxico. It was a while.
That was
me and Mickey were doing the overtime show, so it was like 2009, 2008.
I was going to say 8.
Because you were overseas.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation about it overseas in the locker room. Like, what the hell?
Do you not know what a safety is, dude? Come on.
How do you even do that? It's the thing.
Yeah, it was 2008.
There you go.
Bingo.
Some bad
He
luck.
was 32 years old. He pled guilty to some of the charges.
Come on,
stupidity.
But Mickey did this whole thing, like, it was so creative. And he used, so Michelle, TSU Nisi, called in, and so she called in as the leg. Mickey was the gun, and they had a conversation between the two.
I can totally see both of them doing this.
I just, as a co-host right there, I just sat back and just let that happen. That was so funny.
Let him go.
Oh my gosh. So Anthony in our chat said, you want to talk about idiots in the world? Have y'all seen the one of the guy calling into court for a suspended license while driving? Not calling, FaceTiming in.
This was beautiful.
While driving.
FaceTiming. He was like, hold on, Judge, I'm almost parked. Almost parked. And the judge is like looking at him like,
I'm pulling into my doctor's office right now, Judge.
Yeah.
He's the judge let me get this straight. You are driving on a suspended license and talking with me, a judge who's going to decide your fate.
And all
Basically.
of this is video included on FaceTime, so he can see your car
see
moving
you.
while you are FaceTiming.
The guy kept saying, hold on, I'm almost parked. I'm almost parked. Hold on. Like, he didn't realize it. And then when it clicked, you could see his face, like, all the life went out of his face. Like, I am so dumb.
Oh, man.
The judge was like, yeah, no.
Seemed like he was going to be lenient on him, too.
Yeah, but not
Messed
after
one
that.
up. Nope.
That's up there right there. Especially with video of it.
Now, that's high level. Yeah.
High level stupidity.
High level idiocy. Give him that. How about that?
Oh, man. All right.
Get off, and then you go and drive.
Austin Stanley, COO and co-founder of A to Z Sports, will be in studio when we come back, and we'll talk everything Titans. We'll roll around the entire thing with Austin Stanley. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here with Wesley Mortgage. You want to get into the mortgage industry? Why wouldn't you want to go with whywesley.com? Just go over there, check them out, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Family-oriented, yes. The owner, the leader, the boss is what I call him, Chuck McDowell, local Nashville native and caring about the community and proud to serve him. That's what he does. He shows it by reinvesting in the people and the places that make this place, Nashville. Such a wonderful, great place to live and work. So while other mortgage companies are downsizing, Chuck McDowell and the Wesley Mortgage team are rapidly expanding in Nashville, keeping people working in a career that they love, and they would love to have you join the team. You already have a support system set up in place to help you succeed in the mortgage business, ensuring your loans close on time, making sure you get paid, and giving you back the time to build your business and bring back the fun. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of a team like that? Be a part of the Tennessee Titans, the Music City Grand Prix, Nashville Predators. Just go to whywesley.com.
Well done, Slay Dog.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Think and Serve at Landscape Supply. That is where you need to go to get the best lawn in the neighborhood. And my guys at Dig and Serve and Landscape Supply can help you out. Just go online. Check them out. digandsupply.com. Trey Hartsook is here with more. And Trey, another big weekend for people to get out there in the lawn.
Hey, Brent, now's exactly the time where if you did the turf plan all year, it's starting to look good. Now you can sit back and say, hey, we really did it. I got the best lawn in the neighborhood, and thanks to Dig and Supply for helping me. Or you could be on the other end of it. Haven't done anything. You're like, man, my yard looks like crap. What do I need to do? The answer is very simple. Come on into a Dig and Turf and Landscape Supply. We make it very easy for you to get your lawn whipped into shape. Just come in and talk to us about it. We have turf experts at every single location that would love to talk to you about your lawn and how we could help you have the nicest lawn in the neighborhood. Brent, it's getting hot outside. That we know. What we also know is we're sweating, it's hot, we're mowing grass, our mower's breaking down, and we're like, man, this really sucks. There's got to be a better option. And there is. At Dig and Turf and Landscape Supply, a ton of different brands, varieties of mowers, hedge trimmers, string trimmers, backpack blowers. Opportunities are endless. If you want to stop in and talk to us about it, we love to do that. Toro's our main brand that we love to sell. Great warranty, special finance on a lot of that stuff. Stop in and see us. Conveniently located in Auburn, Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lamar, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, dickandsupply.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone, Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ronald Sylvester Slay. South Carolina with a walk-off win against JMU. JMU just looked totally dejected. JMU led, James Madison led 7-5 in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs and lost 8-7. You get the runner on first, you get the 2-run homer. You get another runner on, 2 runners on. Runner at third in the 10th, less than 2 outs. Infield in, everybody in.
Playoff baseball, you're never dead.
And then long fly ball. And the guy that hit the shot eventually took his jersey off and went running around.
Yeah, just let people know I'm flexing out here. Come on, man.
Joe Hunk, producer of 3HO.
Sup?
And an in-studio guest, Austin Stanley, COO, co-founder, A to Z Sports in studio. Austin,
right.
What's up? How are you?
What's up?
What's going on?
Appreciate you coming in on a Friday afternoon. I'm sure there are many other things that you could do with something in your hand that doesn't include.
I just currently rescheduling a Monday meeting, but yeah, all good.
We're more fun.
Is that Monday meeting like to keep Buck rising in line? Like,
Nothing
do you have
to
to
do
have
with Buck. No,
Do you have to have meetings with him? Like, look,
I
man,
do. I have a standing Tuesday afternoon with Buck.
I wish you could have like a surprise board, Austin, that he must go before, and like we get the
Surprise board.
Yeah, like it'd be me, Babs, you.
Babs needs to be on that
like,
board.
There's some weird people on there that he wouldn't expect. Bert should be on there. Lucas should be on there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Just let us know if you
We'll
ever
see what
need-
happens.
Yeah, you need to bring him
Next
to court.
contract negotiation.
Yeah, almost definitely put us in the building.
Make that happen.
Yes.
So he does a show with you guys
like that.
Sunday through Thursday.
Yep. 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
That's right. Prime time.
I love to go into the primetime chat and start messing with him
That's the best.
because he's got this unbelievable ability. So I try to explain when people come to visit and see what we do and see all of the things that are going on at once, it literally, like, you can see it fry their brain.
Yeah.
And we all have to have attention deficit disorder to be able to do this job. But Buck's ability to do that show and read the chat while he's talking is unreal.
Solo, because he doesn't proofread
Right,
the
because
chat.
I read the
It's
chat,
just
but-
flowing.
But I read the chat while Slay's talking, for example.
Yes,
you know what I
yes,
mean?
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes he has like a shirtless Robert Walsh pop in.
Yeah,
to
what
help
is
him.
that about?
I don't know.
I love
It just
I love
happened.
it.
It works, and so I just let it go.
here's what you need to do. You need sponsor logo on Bert's
Belly?
chest. Every time he pops up.
Austin does not agree.
Yeah. Just use,
I mean, look,
use a Sharpie or something.
yeah, sponsorships work.
It was not a very convincing.
It was.
Yeah,
I was
great idea,
I was
Dorty.
thinking, where could we go with that? Who could we reach out to? What industry does it work for?
Well, so let's talk about the Titans. We were talking about the wide receivers, and we pulled a piece off of the Carton Show today on FS1, and Plaxico Burress and those guys were talking about how the Titans might have the best wide receiver room in the NFL. Where do you come down on that?
I think their top trio is a top 10 wide receiver trio. I think you look at what the Texans have, what the Bears have, because
Hard to argue that.
Yeah, and are they 7, 8, 9, 10? There's a lot of really good wide receiver groups in the league just because of the value of that position and what the college game is spitting out. So, I think NWI and Traylon Burks as your 4.5, 5.4, whichever way it goes, it's tough to beat. That potential, that athletic profile of what Burks could be, obviously. Been talking about that for 2.5 years. And then what NWI provides as far as playing all 3 positions, being a gunner, doing the dirty stuff, and then just being reliable. I mean, there's not a lot of people that I think could say their 5th receiver has 2 400-yard seasons to their name.
It's interesting to compare last year's room and this year's room because of what you just mentioned. Burks and NWI in whatever order are 4 and 5. Last year they were 2 and 3. So
win healthy.
Win healthy. Yeah. But right, like, so that's how much better at least they are compared to themselves from last year.
I remember going into the 21 training camp, that was after the Julio trade. They had guys like Marcus Johnson, Chester Rogers, and you're like, ooh, some of these guys can play. And you're thinking, they've got 7 receivers that you can like. And then Marcus Johnson got hurt immediately. And then Chester Rogers was dropping punts. Go figure. And now all of a sudden, Julio gets hurt, AJ gets hurt, and now it's a mess again.
Yeah.
Whoa. Are you saying don't get too excited too quickly
Well,
here?
that was the previous regime where everybody got hurt. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. New training staff, new strength and conditioning, new coach mindset, all of that.
Yeah.
So hopefully maybe those problems are in the past.
I want to know, does it feel like that, like you're holding your breath when you're out there watching them, as far as, because I know when we used to go out and watch them, as far as guys getting hurt, it was one of those, like, if somebody came up lame or you saw somebody go in, it's like, oh, no, man, they down to it. Do you feel that same energy with this regime?
I don't know yet. I've been to one rookie camp and 2 OTAs, and we have yet to see the guy, so-and-so is walking off into the locker room. We haven't really seen anything of that yet, so...
But it's early.
3 straight practices next week that we get to watch. Yeah. We'll see how that kind of goes. But, I mean, they do everything different from that practice. I mean, the warm-up routine is night and day. It's longer. They've rearranged how they order position groups and guys in stretch lines. Mm-hmm. Like, normally you've got, like, ever since you played Little League, it was the captains are at the top 8 lines, right? But now it's like the quarterbacks are in the center, and then you've got the skill players around them, and then it just kind of branches out that way. Yeah.
So I don't even know if so small.
Yeah. But you guys were talking about Tim Corbin. Corbin earlier. I remember Tim Corbin talking about how he operates his meeting room by putting freshmen in the center of that team meeting and then surrounding them with the veterans so that they kind of keep everything contained.
That's right there.
Interesting. I mean, there was clearly a difference with Bill Callahan and that offensive line group and how they work and their drills and what's done in those drills and the teaching and coaching that's going on during those drills. Like, I hadn't seen that in 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's obvious.
And it's fun to watch, and I've never seen more Instagram video views about offensive line drills than now.
Crazy?
It's amazing. And I was watching J.C. Latham, and obviously the first time he met Bertha in rookie camp, and that video went viral everywhere. And then, I don't know if you guys saw him this past week. Like 19 days later, he was owning that thing. And there was not another Titans offensive lineman that could move that sled like he could. That quickly, he mastered it. And I think it just says a lot about him, not just physically, but the mentality of making sure that the next time media sees me do this, I'm going to look good doing it. And he's very impressive overall. And the whole O-line is impressive. I like the way Dylan Radins looks. I think Sadiq Charles and Lloyd Cushenberry are going to be solid additions to the interior. And, we haven't seen NPF or Jalen Duncan yet, so the right tackle job is completely up for grabs. So,
but back to right guard, is that where we are, Sadiq Charles and Dylan Radin? Like battling for that spot?
I would think so. Yeah, I think Sadiq. I think you don't. Who's the backup center?
Absolutely.
I think Daniel Brunskill is your break glass in case
maybe
of
a
emergency
swing guy.
Yeah, they can do just about anything.
We got you. Yep.
I want to go back to the wide receivers because we were having this conversation earlier talking about, we always do once camp comes along, roster meisters and, kind of figure out our own rosters and how many do they keep at this position and that position and all of that. I think the kickoff rule change will play into, that as well. But when we were talking wide receivers, I would assume 6 probably is what they would keep. And it's like, okay, your 5, right? Your 5 top guys. But then you've got Kyle Phillips, you've got Mason Kinsey, you've got Kyrus Jackson, and then you've got the draft pick, Jackson, and then Colton Dowell, of course. But he's I would assume he would start on the PUP list, right?
Right.
And so then you look at all of those guys and you're like, okay, is one of those a good candidate, to help with return game and all of that? Who or how kind of fits into that 6th spot?
Well, and there was 2 years with Zach Taylor, because we have a Bengals writer for A to Z, John Sheeran, and I asked him the same question a couple weeks ago, like how many receivers did they keep? There were a couple years they kept 7 on that initial 53. So obviously we have to kind of see how everything plays out. But I think you obviously invested this year draft pick on Jaquan Jackson. I like the slot options they have, Tyler Boyd, and then the trio of Phillips, Jaquan Jackson, and Mason Kinsey just doesn't go away. He's just always there doing the drills.
While we were talking, he made a great catch on the sideline.
Yeah, he's always right there.
The whole team went crazy. It was that good of a catch.
They like him. They've got a nickname for him. I couldn't really pick up on what it was, but I heard somebody say something, and I was like, that's new.
Somebody said, that's a cold-ass white boy.
Yeah. and he has been in practice for like 4 years. So I think it's tough because obviously the cliche is, if you're the fifth receiver or sixth receiver, you have to play special teams. And it's very true, but what's the body type of that person with Tyler Boyd being a slot primary guy? Kearis Jackson, I think, is more of an outside guy. I haven't seen Burks do really anything from the slot to this point. It's so early that you don't really know. But
he did in college a little bit.
A lot of it in college. And I think that's the creativity that I would like to see where they take it, but we're probably not going to see a lot of that before it's game day for some surprise element and mismatch. So I think, sixth spot, I think it's Jaquan Jackson has to mess up to not make the team. Kyle Phillips outside looking in. And then if they keep 7, then who's the other outside guy behind Ridley, Hop, NWI, and Burks?
Have you noticed Kyle Phillips out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I watch those. The slot guys that are running those routes with the quarterbacks of what we can watch. Whatever order they go in, they all look pretty similar. They have quick routes, and that's the younger guys, Kinsey, Phillips, and Jaquan Jackson. All of them look good. And they look quick, explosive, in and out cuts, not wasting any movement. And so it's just who can stay healthy, and when the pads come on, who can actually get off the line of scrimmage.
So a lot of excitement with the receivers, but listening to Brian Callahan speak, a group that he's so excited about is the running backs. And we know what Pollard is. We know what Tajay is. That third guy, Hassan Haskins, what does he look like out there? Is it not enough to say?
Yeah.
Or is like,
I think were we standing together when I was like, Hassan Haskins better
look like
get
a
it
step
together.
behind, like he's
so-
missed time?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hadn't played in a long time.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because he got hurt in that preseason game against Chicago, and then that was basically it. Before he got hurt and missed the whole year, I didn't think he was going to make the team
Okay.
last year.
Yeah.
I don't think he's quick enough to the line of scrimmage. He's a power back, if you want to call him that, but you can't be a power back if you're getting hit too deep. He's got natural hands where he can catch, but I don't know what he's going to do with it after he catches it. So I think based on Pollard and Tajay, Hassan Haskins might not be their type. I like Julius Chestnut, who is a more powerful version of Tony and Tajay.
But can do some of the same things.
Yeah. He's more elusive and quick.
I remember them putting, what was it? They put Hassan when he was playing in, what was it, punt return? Or I think we were struggling, like we were down to not having anybody play. It was a kickoff.
Yeah.
I think it was kick return. Yeah. And I was like, man, like he does like go straight ahead. And that was good after we saw Kyle Phillips fumble some. And I mean, it's so hard to say when what we've seen has been limited because of the injuries. And now you get this plethora of talent and you're like, this looks different, but how is this what it's supposed to look like, though?
He made so much money scoring 4 touchdowns against Ohio State.
Right, okay, okay.
And the Titans have had guys like Javon Ringer, who was a college beast out of Michigan State, but then there was nothing in the NFL.
That's
and
tough.
so you see, running back is a
Bishop
weird,
Sankey.
right? Number 1 running back drafted in that class.
Evolution of Will Levis so far.
We won't
Seeing
talk
him,
about old things.
Don't bring up the old stuff.
He's a good dude, though.
I've been hearing
His dad was
nice
awesome.
guy.
Did you ever talk to his dad? His
I
dad
don't
was
think
awesome.
so. No.
we can create a new board. The Awesome Dad contest.
Awesome Dad contest?
Yeah, we put them in there. But this
Brett Kern's dad.
Ron
That's what I'm
Werner,
saying.
his dad was the
Brett
best.
Kern's dad's the best, yeah.
I was going to
We make a
say
list.
Sean Jefferson can be on that
Sean
one.
Jefferson.
Even though Van didn't play here, Sean was
See,
coaching
we'll
here.
take that. Will Levis, man. What does he look like? As I heard he slimmed down a little bit. Like, what does his control look like? Is it not enough to see?
Yeah, they're just throwing on air. I think, and there's new drills with every individual period, and so trying to figure out what they're going to do. And to be honest, I've spent a lot of time watching offensive line, which is so weird. But I mean, he looks comfortable, and all the things he's saying about this is the most comfortable I've ever been, and he does look comfortable. He looks the part, and his throws are solid. He's made some really nice throws in 7-on-7. He's also made some inaccurate throws or late, and there's been maybe one time the receiver didn't sit in the zone and he threw it behind the receiver because he kept going. So they're figuring things out, but he's always looked the part of how he's carried himself. And that's continued to this point.
It's kind of tough to judge, too, like based on what I was watching, because it's such a teaching thing right now. You know what I mean? Instead of a let it rip thing.
Right.
And, Brian Callahan said they're almost done with the installation. So that's good. I guess.
It happened so fast.
Yeah.
But so before the draft, before free agency and everything, because I want to make sure it's just not me. Before free agency, I was automatically, man, listen, I know it's a new regime, new coaches coming in. I don't know what kind of moves they're going to make, but in this AFC South, I feel like the Titans finishing last. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm still not a believer of Anthony Richardson that much, but they brought back a lot of pieces that he knows, and it'll be year 2. After free agency and the draft, things have changed for me. Have they for you? And where'd you think they would be? Where'd you think they would be, though, before free agency started?
I didn't expect them to spend the money that they did.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, that's showing confidence and going for it with Levis being super cheap. And I thought this was a spend a good amount this free agency, find out about Levis, and then go spend a lot next free agency because they still have money going into next year too. But I'll say this too. The last 2 years, the AFC South champion was a last place to first place with a first-year coach and a young quarterback.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
And then Stroud and D'Amico.
Yep.
And then you've got Callahan and Levis this year.
Let's talk about, conceptually, from a big picture perspective, when we come back, what you just talked about, them going after free agents, all right, and the way that they did it. We'll do that next. 615-737-1045. You want to talk Titans football? Austin Stanley in from A to Z Sports. This is 3HL 1045 The Zone. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Hope you're having a great Friday. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. And you can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Austin Stanley from A to Z Sports is here. And, man, it's been a lot of fun watching you guys grow that brand. And now you're in multiple cities with this idea. And you just going to keep going?
Yeah. We've got a few things up our sleeve for the summer going into the football season. So,
how many cities are you guys in now?
Website has all 32 NFL team coverage.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we've got broadcast markets, Nashville, obviously, Dallas, and Philadelphia. And looking to grow that. And then a little college football website to come as well. Yeah. So, yep, it's a lot, but it's interview season. That's what this is.
Interview season.
People always ask, oh, you guys a little slower this time of year? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Stay in your lane, bro.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. I'll call you when I can.
Yeah.
So we were talking about free agency, and you were talking about you were surprised that they spent the level of money investment in which they did. The other thing about that is they went and got the best guy at like multiple positions.
Oh, yeah. 3. And they're like premier positions. Wide receiver, corner with the trade, and then center. So it was very impressive and was not expecting the trade for Snead.
Yeah.
Is
that the most surprising offseason move?
Oh.
Because there was discussion about it, but then like you hear Rand talk about it, and it happened kind of like Ridley, like just
Well, and we had kind of learned and knew the Titans were sniffing around for a couple weeks, but the Chiefs were trying to figure out, just like the Bengals are with Higgins, of what's the compensation going to be for the franchise tag trade? And I didn't expect the Chiefs to take a 2025 third for L'Jarius Snead. So that kind of caught me off guard. If I knew that the whole time, then, sure, do it. Why not? And then, the Ridley thing, I did not expect that at all. I was thinking wide receiver along the lines of, a middle tier guy, like that is the clear number 2 to DeAndre Hopkins, and then go draft one. I loved Malik Neighbors and Rome Odunze. And so I was thinking if one of those guys is there and you can pair that guy along with D-Hop and that middle tier free agent receiver, I like that idea, but I wasn't expecting what they did.
Yeah, it was crazy in the moment. During the broadcast, they were like, Giants up next, and maybe they go quarterback here, and blah, 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 and all this. And so we had Brian Callahan on and, asked him if Malik Neighbors is there, what's the thought? And I said, because a guy that we love down in New Orleans, Mike Detillier, who's been there forever, said, I'm telling you right now, he is Jamar Chase. And so I told Brian Callahan that, and he goes, I think that might be right. So that makes me wonder if he would have slid one spot, would they have taken him?
Neighbors is the guy that the Titans met with on a high level the most of any draft prospect.
Okay.
They had a high level formal at the combine. They went to his pro day and sent everybody to that pro day, and then they had him in for a 30 visit. They didn't go Rand, Callahan, and Brinker did not go to Joe Alt's pro day at Notre Dame because there was some type of conflict. But Latham came in for a 30. They went to the Bama pro day, and I don't know if they had a formal with him at the combine or not. But there was a point in time leading up to the draft where Malik Neighbors had all of the high-level visits with the team, and nobody else had all 3 boxes checked.
It's tough.
I mean, it was those 3 guys, right? Like Joe Alt, J.C. Latham, and Malik Neighbors.
I was going to walk away from that 7th pick happy with
any of the 3.
Honestly, Latham was my kind of worst-case scenario. And I like the guy a lot. I think he's going to be a good player. But, I was happy with Alt, Neighbors, Odunze, and even Brock Bowers because you're going to get a really good football player there that's going to score touchdowns.
And your quarterback's going to be dead because you don't have legit
Chalk outline.
guys on the offensive line to help.
I'll quote the head coach, win fast, throw fast.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. But, throw... unnatural fast without a piece on the left side.
Really not even looking. You just better get the ball out.
You're just dead.
Hit an official.
It's like an oil spot on the highway.
But I see what you're saying.
Receivers running for a touchdown.
Glad they did what they did.
Me too.
Yeah,
and it was kind of dictated that way.
Yeah, if they didn't draft Latham, I don't know who would be playing left tackle.
Right. I mean, that's an interesting question.
Jalen Duncan.
who's not out there.
Yeah,
right.
Like, and then you have NPF at right tackle, who's also not out there.
Isn't healthy yet. Yeah.
I know.
And then
I
he
know.
was struggling too.
I was go back down these roads.
I was not for
See?
O lineman in the pre-draft process, but you guys were right. It was the right move.
It worked out.
Especially like
It
when you
worked
go
out.
when you go see him, like you don't even have to know what, like you don't have to look at what number he is or anything like that. You go, okay, that's the dude right there.
That's the
He's just
rookie.
that different, even at this point.
I'm sure they had to order new 55 practice jerseys.
Who was 55 before?
Aaron Brewer.
Oh,
Sure
yeah.
was. It was a little tiny.
It's a couple sizes.
That's right.
Little
Do you know what?
tiny.
Yeah. That's right. By the way, totally random, but there was like a Bleacher Report out there that had basically called the Aaron Brewer Cushenberry switch a wash.
Really?
I'm like,
That is
did
completely
you
incorrect.
watch either one of those players'
or
tapes?
talk to anyone in the league.
Right. Or
Talk to Ben Jones.
literally,
He's not gonna
just
say anything
watch
bad about Aaron
10
Brewer.
minutes
Right.
of tape.
But
It's
you know the
just a
Ben Jones
physical-
story. He told Buck Rising. He was like, "Look, I told the previous staff asked about it. He was like, there's one guy, Cushenberry, and walked away."
Yeah. And the thing about Brewer, and like, he worked hard, good player. Like I think he actually fits with Miami because he's quick, low, powerful.
Competitive
I don't care
as crap.
how strong you are. If you are 30 pounds less than the other person, everybody that he's going up against can bench press a lot more than he weighs. So it doesn't matter how strong he is; they can throw you.
You
So
ever
he just
experienced
would-
that, Slay, when you were playing basketball? Somebody 30 pounds less than you in the post, and you're like, "Give me the damn ball."
Yeah, most definitely. Every single time. You don't need a play ran. I am the play.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
I am the play.
Make
Another
this real.
There's
T-shirt.
another T-shirt. Yeah.
It's real simple.
So we talked about Will Levis. What have you seen from Mason Rudolph? You get that veteran presence at backup quarterback.
Not much, to be honest. I just haven't. Yeah, not
You haven't
much
paid that
at
much
this
attention.
point. I have some
I feel like
charted.
it's hard to see.
It is. I do have 7-on-7 reps charted on my phone. Let me just pull this note up real quick and see what Mason Rudolph did on Wednesday. Hit a flats complete to 89. Middle. He was 3 for 3, but 2 checkdowns and a nice pass down the middle. So, and I think that's.
See, that's what I was talking about earlier with the teaching thing. I saw a lot of checkdowns that day, and I think it's because of the teaching thing.
Right.
You know?
Of what Callahan said in that SI article with Breer.
So important.
Yeah, because they came out and said that was a 3rd down day. And so take what's
Right.
there, and you could clearly see them working on that. But I mean, I think Rudolph, with what he's had experience-wise, is a very, very high-level backup. I'd heard the Titans were involved with Joe Flacco, but I think for Levis, Rudolph is a good fit because they're closer in age. I think there's a natural ability for those guys to really work together. And you never know what's going to happen with Levis and health, but I think Rudolph's a good fit.
Well, especially with how Levis plays the game right now and competitiveness and all of that. I've said it a million times. I worry that maybe sometimes he's a little too emotional, like too high sometimes, and tries to make the play that, at the end of the day, you got to protect yourself too, because you have to be there for your team. So you don't know how much they can kind of tone that down moving forward. So I think a capable backup and a good solid backup is really important with a guy like Will Levis in year 2.
And we've been through this as a market before with Mariota, is like you drafted him because he's a Heisman Trophy guy who can win with his legs. Don't just keep him in the pocket and not let him do what made him so good. And with Levis, you have to keep that edge, but be smart about it. And make business decisions, right? If it's the first quarter, don't worry about it. If it's the fourth quarter against the Dolphins and you got the game on the line, then go for it. And it's how can he make those split-second decisions in that moment, and that's just going to come with experience because, and he had everything on his shoulders at Kentucky. Like if he didn't do it, it didn't happen.
Right.
And he also played hurt his entire senior year.
Right, because if he didn't play, then nothing would have happened.
He was told to shut it down and didn't.
Right.
And would not do it.
615-737-1045. A little bit more with Austin Stanley when we come back. We'll talk about the defensive side of the football at Austin Stanley 81 at A to Z Sports, A2ZSports.com, the website. Check him out there. Unless Buck Rising is involved. We'll be right back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Big Slay coming to you right now, and I've got to let you know, starting right now, but really on June 1st, we're on our way up the mountain. And yes, on the mountain, you're going to understand. What are we going up for? Father's Day, people. To go ahead and let it be known that things mean something very, very, very important to your fathers. And you can go get them a gift from Brentwood Jewelry. That's a pit stop on the way up the mountain. Just stop right there. They got exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for over 50 years. And that address on the mountain is 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Give your father the gift of time that this Father's Day with Brentwood Jewelry, and choose from their large selection of timepieces, including many brands, Tissot, Oris, Longines. I think I got that right, didn't I, Euro?
Nailed it, Slay Dog.
Thank you. And Luminox. They have a gift that can fit any budget and give your father something that will not devalue. I promise you, they'll love it. You get it done with BrentwoodJewelry.com.
Good evening from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Honk. Tennessee and Northern Kentucky. We are an hour away from first pitch, which you'll be able to hear right here on 104.5 The Zone. 6 of the 11 SEC teams have already played today in regional play. You had Kentucky beating Western Michigan 10-8. Texas A&M took care of Grambling. Georgia scored in the 8th to beat Army 8-7. And we had 2 walk-offs. South Carolina and LSU both won via the walk-off home run. Vanderbilt's 13-3 loser today to Coastal Carolina. They'll now wait the loser of High Point and Clemson to see who they will play tomorrow in an elimination game. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Friday. After 5 on Friday. Friday AF.
Let's go.
Don Davenport's here.
Hi.
What up, Babsy?
Happy Friday. Trash Talk Friday. We haven't had to do a whole lot of that today.
You going to trash talk Northern Kentucky? Slay Dog? Tennessee a 4.5 run favorite?
Listen, man. Yeah, in some scenarios, it's just not even.
Anything can happen in baseball, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Slay, just letting you know, Northern Kentucky is ranked 244th in the country in ERA as a team.
That is what's up.
Yikes.
Tell them welcome to the party.
Know.
So should we give them little party hats when they come out and get in the dugout, or what?
You should
Like the
probably
little-
go over is what I'm thinking.
Like the little cone hats with the little ribbon on the top?
Yeah, because we're going to throw a party out here.
But speaking of party, there's a cake in the break room.
What? No. Why did you wait till now to tell me?
Because I just went to the bathroom.
I'm doing Biscoff cookies.
He's bringing sex
Same
back.
thing.
That's right.
After your salad.
Cookies and cake?
Ron Slay is in the house. What?
You wasn't going to put the Biscoff in my mouth.
Operator error.
Yeah, all day.
Luckily, he played the long one. He played the long one.
Yeah,
Gave
that's
you
my guy.
plenty of time.
No, I do think though, man. I may go up. If they spank them the way I think they will, I may go up tomorrow for the game. I need to go check this out in person.
We don't even know what time the game is tomorrow yet.
That
Should be
doesn't matter.
6.
No, all we
Says
know
to
is
TBD.
they're most likely going to face Indiana's ace if they do Connor Foley.
What time the first game started? I just looked at this last night.
I'm on top of that, Rose.
Thank you, sir.
Good question. Austin Stanley is here from A to Z Sports. Austin, what's up?
Yo,
Play
you
Austin's music.
should take Buck up to see Indiana, Tennessee.
Yeah. How about that?
Yes, and the whoever. So if it gets out of hand, I get to take my bet off and spank him.
Yeah. Or ask him to
Like
wear
the
that
players.
banana suit that he wore in the basketball game.
Yeah.
That banana suit
There
is
you
something
go.
else. But he gets so sweaty, he takes the head off.
They say Buck is a jinx though, so I don't really want to.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Take
true.
him to the-
But he's going to see Indiana.
Indiana, right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If
No, but
Tennessee
he'll lie.
wins, Slay,
I like
it'll
have
be
a Tennessee shirt on underneath his Indiana.
Underneath his banana suit.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Hunt?
if Tennessee wins tonight, they will play at 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Told you.
5 o'clock Central?
Yes, 5 o'clock Central, 6 Eastern.
Look at that.
Slay Dog.
I'm on it, man.
How would I doubt you?
Hey, man,
I don't need to look at TBD on the
Man,
internet.
for what, man? I'm telling you what time to start, man.
Austin, did you know that Traylon Burks has a big supporter in this town?
I did. Yeah,
Named,
I've heard it. I've heard this I don't know what to call it. Squeal, screech, whatever that.
Squeal.
that part.
Ronald Sylvester Slay. I told Traylon, I said, man, this is your biggest supporter, maybe even bigger than your family. And he goes, yeah, I'm aware. I said, how? And he goes, my guys back home listen to y'all, and they tell me. So it's been a popular
I'm glad they listen to you guys because there's a lot of other shows that are not his biggest supporter.
I've heard that a couple of times. I just honestly think, man, the reason I got on that mountain is because I think when things are out of your control, the chance has to be given. And we know it's business. It is what it is. You got to move on, and you're trying to evolve and get better every year to year. But the man's talent, man, is unmatched. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if he can stay healthy, that's all I'm saying. It's got to be there. And if you're putting in the work will prove if you're healthy. You don't have to say a word. The work will show and prove, regardless if you're getting the opportunities or not. People will be looking. I always thought about that when I was playing. If I'm playing and the coach, me and him got something going back and forth, you're not putting me in the game. Well, when you do give me that opportunity, everybody that's at this game and people watching on TV are going to be looking at you like, man, this coach is stupid. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to go out there and bust, you know what I mean, my butt. You know what I mean? Like, I got to go all the way off. So I think he has that in him. And I think, man, he's with a veteran group the way that he has, and those guys are comfortable in who they are, they can't do nothing but feed into him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What does he have to do to get the fan base on his side?
Stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy.
What, for how long and produce, what all has to happen?
Slay's thing is Slay's thing, and I'm right there with him. But honestly, if he stays healthy at the 4 spot, who are the defensive backs that are going to be trying to check him? I mean, he's big, he's fast. Ridley went way over the top with it, but some of what he said was true.
But I don't think I think he was just talking about his body type.
I just think when watching, because I was excited about practices to see Calvin Ridley, because I made this point on our show that since Traylon Burks has been here, there hasn't been that other physical person at that position to compare him to. Yeah. So how explosive is he? I don't know, because the only person we had was NWI and some guys that are not explosive people. They're just polished receivers. But now you've got Ridley to watch how Ridley runs a route and then how Traylon runs a route. Ridley's different. He's fast. He's looks crazy, doesn't it? It doesn't look like he's running straight in a way. It's kind of chaotic.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
You don't know which way he's going to go, and I think that might help him create more separation. But Burks does not look like Calvin Ridley. DeAndre Hopkins is not explosive anymore. He's so smooth. So it's hard to compare Burks to him, because last summer, oh my gosh, Traylon Burks, and actually Facebook memories are a heck of a thing in the content world, but this morning there was a video on our A to Z page of him doing OTA routes, and he looked phenomenal. Yeah. And we've seen it last summer into camp, gets hurt in Minnesota in joint practices, and it never really got back to it.
I think it's stay healthy, yes, to be able to be out there for the opportunities that this offense is going to allow him. And when those opportunities come, don't screw it up. Don't drop the ball. Don't be in the wrong place. You know what I mean?
Now it's a mental game.
Simple.
Babs always says that.
Right, but
don't screw it up.
Yeah, but now you're going to have, instead of maybe 15 opportunities per game, now you're going to have 5.
Right.
And so there's a lot of extra weight on that. Can he play free enough to not stress out about the ball's in the air, this is the only deep ball I'm going to get today? And then he doesn't catch it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
To my point about Babs, so if Slay had if he comes in here and goes, I got a speaking engagement after the show, blah, blah, blah. And Babs will literally say, don't screw it up. That's her thing.
It's break a leg. Yeah. My dad would tell me, don't do anything stupid.
So defensively.
The one time he didn't tell me that, I did something stupid.
Make wise decisions.
Usually when guys do something stupid, it all starts with this. Watch this. No woman ever has said, watch this. Because usually when you say, hey, watch this, something bad's about to happen.
For sure.
And you're going to end up in the hospital or end up, talking to a judge on a suspended license, live streaming.
Sounds very experienced.
Defensively, how much better at corner are they with those 2 additions and the ability to move McCrary back inside?
Oh, it's huge. Rodgers, perfect to play that role. And then Cheeto, you can hear him coaching up other players in the middle of drills and 7-on-7. And we haven't seen Snead out there yet. He's been doing other things, rehabbing, whatever it might be. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to look and then Jarvis Brownlee Jr. I thought if you're going to draft somebody that fits L'Jarius Sneed, it's Jarvis Brownlee Jr., who plays the same aggressive, punch the guy in the chest off the line of scrimmage type of mentality. But if the whole thing of win fast, throw fast, if you can stop those guys from winning fast, then now everybody else can win. So I think it's interesting because you think NFL teams build defenses from the front back, but they're doing the opposite of the outside towards the front.
We have talked so much about this offense and the new offensive scheme and the wide receivers and all that, and I feel like we don't talk enough about this defense and honestly where the holes are still in this defense, because there are a significant amount of concerns on that side of the ball, right?
Yeah, inside linebacker, both spots. I don't know. I mean, you pay Kenneth Murray Jr. starting money. We'll see. And Cedric Gray, we'll see. Yeah, and then
Cedric Gray's going to be on the field all the time. All the
there's
time.
no choice.
Right.
Yeah.
And Tavondre Sweat, we haven't seen on the field since that rookie minicamp.
Yeah.
I don't know
you
what's
worry
going on.
about depth too there, because there's not a
For
lot of
sure,
it anywhere.
and we all get caught up in just talking about the starters, but like depth, that's where this whole 2-year plan comes
Yes.
in. Because once you start talking about, well, if this guy goes down, and who's all those things.
That's everybody's got 53 guys and 48 on game day. I mean,
Right.
it's tough.
Well, yeah.
Are they
how,
gonna get-
how good is the middle part, back half of your roster? And I hate to say it for the Titans, it ain't pretty.
No,
Are they going to get Simmons safety?
they're taking their time.
Yeah, what is that? On both sides. Like, why is he waiting so long? Why are they waiting so long?
He probably doesn't want to do OTAs. He would want to do mandatory minicamp.
No way.
And the same thing D-Hop
blame
did
him.
last year is wait until the week
So wait before training camp.
Yeah. Because once you get into your 30s, it's like, all right, I know what I'm doing. I'm working out my guy. Like, I'll get in there. I can learn the defense in 2 weeks and be fine. And now is it going to be Justin Simmons or is it going to be Marcus May? Because they brought Marcus May in. Now, if you bring a guy in for a visit, that doesn't mean that you're going to sign him. Maybe you found something you didn't like, or it's not going to fit, or maybe he's got some medical something, and you let him go. But it's interesting. I don't think they can roll into the year with the free safeties they currently have. They have to add something.
There he is. He's Austin Stanley, A to Z Sports. Check him out online, A2ZSports.com, at Austin Stanley 81, at A to Z Sports. And yes, Buck Rising, fully involved.
Oh, yeah.
7 o'clock, Sunday through Thursday.
That's right.
Prime time.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Stanley.
you.
By the way, I mentioned that you guys have weekly meetings on Twitter, and that Slay Dog suggested that Don Davenport be a part of a committee that meets with him weekly. And he had a very humorous response. Let me just say that.
Very Buck-like.
Very Buck-like on X. Thanks, Austin. Good to see you, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, more 3HL when we come back, and we'll get into some news on the Mike Tyson front next. 3HL 104.5 this week.
Uh-oh.
What's happening? Holistic Stem Cell Therapy brought to you by KellamStemCellInstitute.com. You need to hustle on over there and let your body be your cells, your solution. All real simple to do. I had therapy done on my right knee, and now I'm going to have to go back and have it done on my left knee because the inflammation has flared up because I just tried to jump back into working out, and body wasn't ready. So body told me inflammation is attacking you. So I got something for that, though. I'm going to go get me some holistic stem cell therapy on that left knee, get all that handled, and you can do the exact same thing. All you got to do is go get you a consultation set up and sit there and talk to Dr. Kellum, ask him any question that you got. When he leaves the office and comes back in, ask any more that you got. 615-850-4415. Real simple, real easy to do. I am speaking about this because I am a client and the results work. You can get these same results from arthritis to autism, congestive heart failure, and more. Kellum, Kellum, StemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. You want to feel old? Some of y'all. Babsy passed this along from Darren Ravel.
Yeah.
Starting to feel old. Jake Taylor. This is from the movie Major League. That's Don Davenport's favorite movie of all time, not close.
Ever.
Jake Taylor turns 75 today.
Oh, my gosh.
Pedro Serrano turns 70 on Sunday.
I just can't believe it. Oh, my gosh. Not yet, Hunk.
They're getting close. Kind of actually shocked that Wild thing's still with us. I'm just being straight up.
Well, it's the Tiger blood. But we haven't heard anything about Charlie Sheen in a long time. Are we sure he's still with us?
No, I think, he is. I think him and Tom Cruise got the same PR person, and that person told them both to just shut up and do your thing. Because both of them stopped talking around the exact same time and just started working.
So this from TMZ. Fans looking forward to the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight will have to wait a bit longer. The July 20th bout has been postponed following Tyson's recent airplane medical scare. Mike was told it was best to do minimal to light training over the next few weeks. Jake and Mike both agreed it was best to push the event back. They want equal training time.
That's good. They ain't going to do nothing but build interest. I hope they do it before football season, though.
I was just about to ask, what day did it get moved back to?
I know, it needs to hit before football. You're right.
That kills everything.
57-year-old required medical attention while aboard an American Airlines flight from Miami to Los Angeles on Saturday, minutes before the plane was slated to land. Despite the sad news, that didn't stop Tyson from talking trash to his opponent, saying, Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end, you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year.
See, he's getting old.
He's 57.
By the way, it's ulcers.
Yeah.
But that
which is weird to me that
Stress. I have them all the time.
Jeez, Hunk.
Not with you, not because of you guys. I'm just saying I have a lot of stress in my life, okay? That's why I take the anxiety pills.
Boy, that'll go right along with the news people will learn on Monday. Let me just throw that out there.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, so ulcers, stress. What do you think? Mike Tyson, man, he had pigeons on the roof in New York, right? Like he told, I remember that his big thing about the pigeons was it relieved stress.
Really?
Yeah.
He got his own strain of
that.
marijuana now, so.
Well, yeah,
he cool.
Can he do that before the fight? I don't know how that works.
That's a good question, Babs.
it's a sanctioned bout, so I don't know.
That's a
Do
great
boxers
question.
have to pass a drug test?
Yeah, of what kind of drugs is the
I would
question.
assume they would something, right?
Yeah, but it may.
What
I
kind
wonder
of drugs is the question?
Yeah, I wonder how lenient. What's the what is the potency? Not the potency. Dang, you know the thing. The guy.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
You're right.
That's yeah. Because there's certain levels that you got to hit. Like remember they changed it in college sports too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I wonder did they change it in boxing? Because I would imagine those guys. You talk about NFL car wrecks, like boxing. You gotta have something. You don't want to be on pain pills.
Maybe they should both be high when they do the fight, like equally high.
No, Mike, Paul don't need jumping in like that. Look, Mike been
He
doing
needs
this
to
for a
protect
long
himself,
time.
is
Yeah,
what you're
yes,
saying?
yes, indeed. Yeah, Mike know how to function on this. Paul don't need to do this. Stay in your lane, Paul.
Captain Wumbo on YouTube says, "I hope Iron Mike KOs Jake, but I'm worried."
Dang.
I mean,
We still with Iron Mike through the ulcer thing and everything?
Hell yeah, what?
Okay.
Never trading on Iron Mike. What?
You don't
If
want
Iron
that.
Mike walked in. You look like you wanted to say something about Iron Mike.
no, I'm just listening to you.
Okay.
She keeps coming back to he's old. He's
I know,
30
see, I was
years.
trying to
He's
lean on
30
that
years
old
older than
stuff.
Jake Paul.
Listen, I just know what my body has done as I've gotten old, and
You don't have the Mike body, Babsy.
well, no, I don't.
Well,
but I also
okay.
don't
Back
have
was
ulcers.
broke.
Right,
His
but
back
you're-
was broke.
I don't have
Spinal.
ulcers that are like causing medical attention when you're landing on a freaking plane.
On a cross-country flight.
Right?
Good thing it happened at the end of the flight. Right?
Yeah.
Well, your husband's a lot closer to Mike Tyson's age than you are, so could he deal with it?
I am not answering that
was just about
question.
to say,
You're
like-
just trying to get me in trouble, and I am out.
Because I know he's listening. He's over here talking trash about Indiana. He went to Indiana. So.
I know.
Let me chime in on this.
He is. He is.
So, yeah,
You should probably know better than that. But IU did win their first game
See
in
that,
Knoxville.
You know what? See what that is? You know what that is? You know what that is? What she just showed?
She just a little setup there.
Love and commitment.
That's
Because
right.
she didn't really want to have to say that, but because of the love and commitment, she felt she had to say that. You know what I'm saying?
I really don't think that IU has a chance.
No, you don't. I know you don't. But you're trying to give it life, and I love it.
Well, listen, they're going to pitch their ace tomorrow, and he's good, right, Hunk?
You know, he's really good. He's actually only given up like 25 earned runs all season long. So, no, he's really good. But after him, okay, let it your God, because he's only going to go about 4 innings, maybe 5. He doesn't pitch many innings in the games that he starts.
You know what I think about that?
Oh, no.
Playoff hockey. That's what I think. That's what I think.
Man, I wish we had that
ace,
soundbite
about that
from
ace
Don
getting on the
Davenport.
mound. Yeah, that ace getting on the mound. Yeah, bring him on over with playoff hockey too.
What was it you said about, you were trying to compliment hockey.
No, she was.
But she yawned
I
while she
yawned
said it.
right when I did it.
Oh,
That
playoff
was
hockey.
amazing.
I can't believe we don't still have that, actually.
I'm
Yeah.
back on
I'm
somewhere.
looking. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm looking.
It's got to be back on somewhere.
Harder just
Playoff
texted us, my body hurts. Yeah. We know.
It's Friday, baby.
But, if he had a certain level of, is that what you were saying, a certain level of potency, his body would not hurt right now.
Yeah. you
Like,
just gotta
Slay,
move
how
it
does
up.
your body feel right now?
Oh, my body feels good. My knees below.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's always
Below the
something.
knees.
Below deck.
Something.
But guess what? My problem is I ain't been doing nothing except sitting in this seat running my mouth. That's the problem. Gotta get my butt up and do something, man.
But isn't that the problem, that you got your butt up and did something?
Yeah, but I didn't gradually go into it. I just went straight back in there. Let me tell you what I did. I woke up one morning, got LaRon on the bus, and said, you know what? I'm going to the Y. I'm about to start right now. I'm getting back into it. It's on. Went straight in, didn't stretch, didn't do anything. Got straight on the leg extension machine.
Old guys got to stretch.
They supposed to.
Yeah.
Exactly. I did 4 sets each leg. Single leg, then double leg counts as 1 set. So I did that 4 sets. Then I did for my hamstring curls. Did that. Then I said, you know what? That ain't really enough, Slay. Let's go walk too.
What are you doing?
Nuts out of my mind.
Coconuts. Where did you walk?
On the track.
On the little track?
Yeah, the little track upstairs where all the little people was. I went 10 laps already.
All the little people.
Yeah, my little old
Everybody's little to you.
Yeah, he was real little. This little old brother coming in and said, hey, excuse me, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you're supposed to go this direction.
Oh,
on Tuesday,
yeah.
Thursday, Saturday. I'm like,
That's
you
like
go this
Babs
way.
in Italy.
And I'm saying,
Yeah.
it was. It made me think of that the other day. I was like, dog,
You're going to get a
it
tape.
really don't matter. It's just me and you up here walking. Like, you know what I mean? It's okay if we cross paths. It's all right. So I was like, all right, I ain't going to, this is why I ain't going to do nothing like it. I'm just, all right, let me change direction. So I was walking. I walked for 45 minutes.
Nice.
And then
How fast did you walk? Did you speed walk?
I was going at my own pace. And then,
You know where you look funny when you're doing it?
yeah, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I was doing long strides, slow walk. Medium-sized walk. And then, some older group came up there, and they were getting it. So, me competitively
The
kicked
older
in.
group was getting it.
Yeah, they competitively.
They got
in my
out of the
mind.
mall. We came over the line.
Yeah, and I was watching them. I said, why would I be walking at this pace if they doing that pace? And I picked it up.
You felt the pressure.
About 12 laps
Peer pressure
in,
gotcha.
my knees started hurting a little bit, and I said, no, come on now. See, this ain't nothing but knocking rust off. Keep going, Slay. Keep going.
Like
And I
you
kept
worked
going.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went and sat in the steam room for about 20 minutes after. And 2 days later, my knees started hurting a little bit. So I guess that's where it came from. Because I didn't stretch after. I just felt like I could just get out there and go.
Do the old guys still go crazy with the walking around naked in the locker room thing? Like, is that still a thing?
This locker room built kind of different. It's like, in the normal YMCA locker rooms, it's a big open space.
Yeah.
Then you got the lockers. This
And
one
like the old guys just walk around.
Yeah. Oh, no, they can't wait. No, that's their thing. Get in there, just stroll. You know what I mean? Whoa, hey.
Want to have conversations.
When I was 13, that was my first experience. Like, I was in the locker room. I was sitting there watching the TV because, downtown, why they used to have the TV on right there with the little couches. I was sitting right there, I'm about 13, 14. I'm watching the TV, and, man, this old brother just come in there, man, and sit next to me naked. And I don't,
you get arrested for that today.
Dude, I ain't trying to disrespect because I don't know nothing about it. I'm just, like, looking out the corner of my eye like, now, wait a minute, bro. Is you supposed to be watching TV like this? I don't think you're supposed to watch TV like this. So I would get up.
Did he talk to you?
No, he was just watching TV.
Butt
booty naked. Like, just out there. I'm like, whoa, wow, brother.
Did you tell your mom after?
No, because I wanted to go back to the water hoop. That was one of the only places to go.
She'd be like, you ain't going again.
Yeah, heck yeah. Man, that was wild, man. It was wild in the Y when you walked in there, man. But I guess that's how it is. Yeah, it was cool, I guess.
But now it's different.
Yeah, then they used to give you the little towels. What happened to the big towels? Now they don't even give you towels, I guess, after COVID.
Right. The little towels.
The little hand towels, they don't go all the way, and they holding them. I'm like, hey, man, dog, come on, man. You might as well go on old school barbarian style and wrap it up underneath like a diaper. Like, what are we doing? It's wild, man.
Conan the Barbarian.
Like a diaper.
Yeah, why some crazy places, man. All fitness centers don't act like
how long were you at the Y today?
Oh, I was there for about an hour and a half that day.
It wasn't today. It was.
Oh no! I've been shut down since then. That's been my problem.
So the problem wasn't with you; it was with the old group that came in there trying to get it.
Challenged me, and didn't even know they was challenging me. Yep. And I fell for it.
Felt the pressure.
Yep, I fell for it.
Did you pass them or just walk with them?
Oh, I passed them. I passed them. I passed them. Then they went downstairs and did like a little core workout.
Man.
They was getting to it down.
This makes me think of Mark Howard and Frank Wojcik having their little walk off at the. I think they were at MTSU in the Glass House.
This.
Rest in peace, both guys. Love y'all. But they had their little walk off. They challenged each other to a walk off. I'm like, man,
walking is hard though.
We're getting up there.
You just gotta walk.
I took walking at the University of Tennessee. It wasn't hard.
Not when you're young like that.
You took a walking class?
Yeah, you get an hour credit.
Walking class?
Guess what though, Babsy? Guess what? It ain't just walking.
Have you walked on the University of Tennessee campus?
And it ain't just walking. The instructor is gonna be behind you, like pick it up.
It's like, is it like
getting
mall
it?
walkers?
Yeah. Yes.
And all the hills on the campus at Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was gonna go in there and just lollygag around.
Oh, you did it too?
What? I didn't. Babsy, going into my senior year, I asked them, what electives can I take? And they looked at me and told me, you've taken all of them.
Bowling.
You can't. Bowling
was awesome.
What's the
walking?
Is it racquetball?
Racquetball. Deron Jenkins was in my racquetball class.
Yeah. CPR.
CPR. Yeah.
I took, man. When I say everything, I mean everything. I mean everything.
Did you have class checkers?
So
running, jogging, walking, all of it.
Did you get credit for playing basketball? Like, did you get an hour credit?
You did, didn't you?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, nope. I wish they.
So it
then I wouldn't
counted
have to
as
take
like
one.
elective.
I just could have took 2 electives.
So we were on quarters back then, but every quarter I would get an hour credit for being
How many
a
hours
volleyball
was you
player.
taking?
Oh, minimum.
Okay, so.
Well, to graduate in 4 years, you had to take 15.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did not do that. I went every
minimum
summer.
12. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
So I took 12 and then, 3 of them was elective.
My dumb ass did. I did 18.
That's why you had to go back to get your degree.
Exactly.
I did 18 the first semester of my sophomore year.
You lost your mind.
That's rough.
I lost my mind. I was like,
18.
I'm going to 12. I called my mom and I said, I'm going to 12 hours a semester and I'm not doing more and I don't care how long it takes me to get out of here.
How long did it take you?
5.5.
Good job, York.
I had 3 4.0 semesters too.
Did you?
Yeah.
And it still took you 5 minutes?
And I still had like a 2.7 GPA.
I would have never left.
Well, I mean, I woke up one day and I was like, all the people that, like, I thought this to myself. I was having a conversation with myself. Look, man, all the people that you came to school with, They're all gone. Every one of them.
That's tough right there when you get like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see a new cycle come through, yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's what made me stop walking to class.
What, your walking class?
No, that made me stop walking to class. I started driving if I was going to go. Because I was like, man,
if I was going to go.
Yeah, I don't know all these people. Like, look at all these young guys.
Football always had, Fulmer always had class checkers.
Yeah, we did too.
Mm-hmm.
You did? Okay. So how did that work?
I only got, what they get? $5, $5 or $10.
So you're saying that you could pay more than Tennessee was paying?
I'm just saying all they was getting was $5 or $10.
Slay! Ronald Sylvester
I'm just saying what they was getting. I'm saying, I didn't say what. I ain't say anything,
You
man.
figured this out.
You're like the Godfather.
All they was getting.
Listen, whatever they're paying you, I'm going to double that, I was here.
I just knew what they was getting.
This is like the movie Old School, right?
Yes.
Like all the secrets, got them all. Godfather.
I just knew what they was getting, Babs.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know what happened, but I was there.
The statute of limitations are up. You're good. But wow.
Yeah. Once you get the degree, it doesn't matter.
I'm up there. I got it in my man.
It's framed and on the wall.
Yeah, you can take it back if you want to. I got it. Like Louisville. Can't tell me I ain't win no championship.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's going on with all the Tennessee transfers up at Louisville? Getting
Yeah, that's gotten
running out of there.
I don't know.
Is Louisville that wild of a place?
No, I think this NIL market is just so wild, and they jumped in. They got a new coach. I think this is going into the second year. So it's what's the name that used to be there, the quarterback. Start with a B.
Brom,
yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Brom.
Yeah, so,
He played there. He beat Alabama in a bowl game, Fiesta Bowl, I think.
Okay.
Yep. All right. When we come back, I want to get your take on the NBA Finals. 615-737-1045. I know what they were
That was a
making.
hell of a segment.
Story time was late. We'll be right back.
I'm going to tell you the story about the best window place here in Middle Tennessee. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, the best. And maybe you know you are in need of new windows and or doors, or just new doors, or just new windows, whatever. You want the number one company in our area, right? Well, I'm going to tell you that Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville was voted number one for highest quality and craftsmanship. All of this based on a 2022 survey of leading brands among homeowners. These homeowners rated Pella as the leading window brand in Nashville, as number one for innovation, as the most trusted window brand. And I could go on and on. A window brand that pays attention to detail, as providing the highest value. All of that. Number one, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. And I can attest to that because, I used them and they were phenomenal. They got a special going on to 50% off qualifying installations and no payments, no interest for 12 months. So easy to pay off your windows. You have a full year to do it. Schedule your free consultation. Tell them Dawn sent you. Check out that special offer. Easy to do it online at PellaNashville.com.
Oh, man. Babsy loves her some Vanilla Ice.
Yes, I do.
I just saw your boy Marky Mark in a movie the other day. What was it called?
He's not my boy anymore.
I know. But this movie, he was like a family man, sold cars, all this stuff, but he used to be an assassin. And so now, like, his previous life came to get him.
Yes, I have seen that movie. I don't remember the name of it.
It was
It's a
actually
good movie,
good.
yeah.
But in the car, they play Vanilla Ice Ice Baby, and he raps Ice Ice Baby. And I was like, look at Marky Mark rapping Ice Ice Baby.
I love it. Normally, I would be all about it until he was such a jerk on with Peyton and Eli.
It did turn
Now I'm
out.
done with him.
Come on, Marky Mark.
Is the movie known as The Family Plan?
The
Yes.
Family Plan, that's it.
Good job.
So,
Like Jeffrey.
before we do anything else, because I need to give some
yes.
ex-golfage away here in a second. But Jason in Nashville says he went to school with Slay. Jason, what's up?
Which school?
Hey, what's up? I went to Pearl with him and John Henderson now in San Antonio. And I don't know if you remember, Ron, I had seen you out there at Party Foul. Me and my son was there that day when you and Buck was out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, man, when I left there, man, my son said, he's tall. I said, yeah, he's real tall. I said, he's taller than what he was in school. And my son looked at me and said, what happened? I'm like, Lord have mercy. So, man, he just let me know, man, all them times my grandmama used to say, you better eat them green beans and you going to get tall. No, that didn't work out for me.
Because you did what you were supposed to do. Then it just didn't work.
I remember that day.
I'm
Because
I'm stretching and everything. It still didn't work in mine, man.
I remember that day because we were sitting at the bar. Both of y'all were from Pearl Cone, and then my friend Ken Newton was next to me, and both of us were from Hillsboro.
Yep.
And
Oh, wow.
yeah, so yeah. It made us all anxious to hear what you were going to say about going to school with Slay Dog.
Yeah, man, and he was tall then, but it just like he just kept on growing, and I just kept getting shorter. I don't know what happened. So,
Greatness in
man, I
all
love the
packages.
show.
Appreciate
So
it, bro.
you're like a bungee cord, the
Five
two
bird
of
for
you.
life, baby.
Dang, I was hoping Jason would call to give us some goods.
I thought he was like talking about
Yeah.
Tennessee, going to school with you at Tennessee.
I'm so glad it wasn't.
No, because that means that he saw him in class, and we know that didn't.
We know that didn't happen, apparently. Allegedly.
Hey,
No, my first 2 years.
you graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ACL
Came
threw me
back
off, man.
to graduate.
Yeah, the ACL threw me off. Like, I was like, nah.
Oh, that's fair. That
school
rehab is
dumb.
not pretty.
Yeah, I'm
School
like,
is dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
There's another T-shirt for you, Babsy. School is dumb.
I can't make that.
Ron
t-shirt.
Slay.
Don't make that.
Yeah.
Don't make that.
Hopefully, little Ron's not listening.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he'd agree, knowing him.
Yeah, but he doesn't need you.
But then he'll be
saying it.
crying. But then he'll be crying when school is out. I've never seen somebody so anxious to get out of school, and then when school is getting out, he's crying. Like, thought you didn't want to go.
Which is it?
Yeah, which one is it, dog? What is it? You want to be in school or you don't want to be in school? What you crying for?
What you crying for? There's another one. You're just speaking in T-shirts right now.
That's a
I'm a
good one.
T-shirt.
What you crying? Oh, man. 615-737-1045. Hunk, you want to do this giveaway?
Give it away, give it away,
Let's
give it away
roll.
now.
X Golf Fridays. We do this every Friday, giving you a chance to win a $50 gift card to experience X Golf. Now, check out the website, playxgolf.com is the website. I went and played the Bellevue location. There's a location in Murfreesboro. At Bellevue, they had 6 bays. I played Pebble Beach. You can play all these different golf courses from everywhere. They've got a great bar, great food as well. Be caller number 5 now for your chance to win. 615-737-1045. Transform your golf game, any level that you might be at one of their 2 locations, Nashville or Murfreesboro. Play, train, or entertain at the most innovative and accurate golf simulator experience in the world. To learn more, visit playxgolf.com.
Man, shout out to my boy I just saw in the hospital. Not in the hospital. In the doctor's office. I forgot his name. That fast.
So shout out to
Makes you
whoever.
feel special.
Man, it's my guy. He's a Vol. That narrowed it down, didn't it?
Yeah.
This is amazing. So some guy that was at the doctor's office anywhere in America.
Yeah. No, with Dr.
was
Jones
involved?
Woods. We was at Dr. Jones Woods, Dr. Office. Shout out to Dr. Jones Woods.
What part of town were you in?
I was in Mount Juliet.
Okay, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Do you know what a iliotilio is?
No.
You know what iliotilio is? I don't either. But watch it. Do you know what an IT band is?
Yes.
Exactly.
I didn't know what that is.
I didn't. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
IT band?
You do.
Yeah.
Is that the band
All
they put in your?
athletes know
Yeah,
IT band.
like it's.
Is that the band they put in your stomach to limit your food consumption?
No, hell no.
But I never knew that's
I
what
didn't
IT
either.
stood for.
The doctor told me that. Oh, I know what's wrong with your knee. It's your iliotilio. I said, what? Iliotilio? And she got to explain. I was like, it got another name? It's like IT? She said, that's it. I said, all right, man, don't tell me that regular name no more. You got me her nervous like
The regular name.
wrong. Yeah.
Vidal Harris says, LOL, you know who you are. Shout out.
My boy. Man, what's his
He's
name?
a Vol.
Yeah, he started with a. I don't even know what it started with. He loved the show.
Not anymore.
Well,
No,
hey,
yeah, he
buddy,
do.
you know who you are.
He does. He always loves
Shout
it.
out to you know who you are.
I told him he was going to kick some ass tonight. Go Vols.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be
man.
fun to watch. Actually, you can hear it
Where?
right here,
Woo!
right now,
Let's
as
go.
soon as we get off.
Yes. Well, not like right now, like in 5 minutes, but yes. I mean, they haven't thrown the first pitch yet.
Oh, you sounded like Ed McMahon right there.
Yeah,
I
because
think
I was
we
sitting
have
there
to
going,
get off,
I
though,
thought she
right?
was going to continue the
We definitely have to get
conversation.
off.
No, I was just making sure.
And then she turned her head, looked at me. I was like, oh, I need to reply. By the way,
Yes.
you guys only have 20 seconds.
Okay.
That's well.
It's Friday. Bye.
Listen to her.
We got here.
She's already on the interstate.
Get us out of here, baby.
All right. Love
Get out
y'all.
of the passing lane.
We'll check you Monday. There'll be some news around the station on Monday, so tune in. 615-737-1045. I don't know why I gave the number. Good night, God bless.
See
right
ya.
now. Wouldn't want to be you unless you're trailing Burks.
Shout out to whoever.
My guy at the doctor's office.